It's a podcast. A
Royal Cook Pal Night Pasta. Fucking kidding me. Let's see what this fuck does.
Oh my gosh.
It's a podcast. Yay. So,
I fucking muted Nick. Alright, what the fuck does Cook Night Pasta do?
We're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! And
I already muted Nick. What the fuck does Cook Night? Fucking it's a rabbit. Fucking it's Spaghetti Man.
Oh boy, this is great already.
This is a podcast.
So,
welcome.
I guess before talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Cook Pal cards, we should probably introduce everybody.
Oh yeah, that might be a thing we want to do.
It does. I guess.
Right. You introduce yourself.
We have Nick, Dominic, and again a special guest, TimeLordGamer.
That doesn't matter if we don't say our names, because then the people will have no idea who's talking.
I guess. I mean, if you've looked back at any of the other podcasts, you probably know TimeLord's.
What about all the new people?
Recurring guest besides Ian.
Yeah, you're a special guest now.
That was Nick.
Yay!
That was TimeLord.
This is me.
I actually really do like going on here. I feel like I have a purpose again.
Oh.
Oh yeah. By the way,
like
the prick who's
what the fuck?
The prick who's railroading
subtly
this is
encouraging,
Chris.
but also kind of dark there.
All right, Chris, speak.
What the fuck do you want me to do?
There you go. Hey, now we know who everybody is by their voice. That's amazing.
I mean, let's be totally honest. If you haven't, or if you're like a random person that just found this randomly, you probably aren't watching this one first. You're probably watching any of the other ones first.
If you're watching the first one, then
don't watch the first
one. You're probably not watching this one then. Because you're watching the first one. I mean, it's logic.
Pretty sure the first thing of anything that doesn't have a budget is usually the worst.
I mean, I have a budget. It's known as zero.
Is the budget directly affect the podcast?
No.
Listen, not having a budget and having a $0 budget is the same thing.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
No. The budget is zero. That's the joke.
But that's also that's synonymous with not having a budget.
I know, but that's still technically a budget.
Well, your jokes are shit, so...
Food cemetery. What the fuck does this do?
Okay, well, Chris reads off on Yu-Gi-Oh! Cook Pals, which I've enlightened him to. I guess we do the week thing. Why not?
What the fuck is this?
What did everybody do this week? Chris is out of commission right now, so Iggy, you go first.
He's too flabbergasted at the atrocity
I'm not out of commission right now, but this is what the fuck is this shit? Alright? Why are they all so shit?
Put a link them to the wiki on Cook Pals.
Oh, don't worry, it's already on there.
Fucking King Burger. All these things have shit fucking effects. Their effects
really suck. Are we talking about the video link?
We're talking about a pair of Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards called Cook Pals, which is an archetype. It's from the anime, I think, and they're completely shit.
They're horrible.
No, fucking shit.
They never got translated into American. They're all in Japanese.
Prince fucking Curry.
They never got translated because they're terrible cards.
Why the hell would you ever use any of these things' effects? Sure, you can target one. Fucking all the Royal Cook Pals are shit. All right, they all suck.
Well, okay. The idea is to get 5 of them out, which is goddamn impossible. And then you fucking use all their effects on all of them but one. Then you just continually double their attack, so you ultimately end up with a decently attacked monster. But by that time, you might as well just play something else.
You go from 300 to you go from 300 to 600. You go from 300 to 600, then to 12, to 24, to 48, and then to 96.
Except at that point, you can't use it. At 96, you can't use the attack.
Yeah, so that makes it kind of worthless.
So you get up to 48 and still lose to Moon Mirror.
Yeah.
Still fucking get wrecked by Moon Mirror shields.
Anyway, weeks.
So ultimate stop to any attack. Yes, Iggy, you go first.
Wow.
Go now.
You know, I want to
Hurry
just
up.
point
Say
out
something.
you actually
Hurry.
said it correctly this week. You didn't just say go. You didn't actually just say you go. This is a fucking monumental breakthrough for you.
Oh no, I started by saying you go, but then no one listened, so I was like, okay,
Oh,
go.
well then, yeah, screw yourself.
Well, we were talking about the fucking shit cook pals. You're all bad. They're all
This week?
so bad.
I made a Cook Pal Yu-Gi-Oh deck.
Yes.
Why would
Tell
you
us
do this
all
to
about its
yourself?
failures.
They all suck.
They're the worst creation known to man in Yu-Gi-Oh, so I'm not going to talk about them.
Cluckwheat. What the fuck? Fuck
Cluckwheat.
Cluckwheat has a shit effect.
Obviously, the
Gong
best
has
card.
Gong has a shit effect, except it doesn't have the usual fucking. Egg Gong actually has a decent effect because it's not limited to certain. It doesn't have the fucking.
I think I triggered Chris. I really shouldn't have brought this up.
I'm going to fucking end everything. This is incredibly shit fucking. These are so bad.
World War III was not brought about by nuclear weapons or need of resources. It was brought about by
Fucking
Cook Pals.
They're so bad. They don't even work.
They're such horrible cards. It's so bad.
Besides that, school's a thing, and we had a fuck ton of testing. For some reason, the school announced that, you know, like, we have this standardized testing. Seniors don't have to take it, because fuck doing that. We don't want you to take it.
Well, actually, there was a weird experience where they printed out, like, the, test booklets for 3 seniors, and they all had to be put into the test, which sucks for them. And so they all got put into the class I was in, which is how I know of this. Which sucks for them.
The thing is, though, for some reason, there was one loophole that superseded the immunity that seniors had, which was if you are taking any form of mathematics. If you're taking any form of mathematics, you for some reason needed to take a standardized math test, which sucks shit.
And if you were a lucky person to actually be taking 2 forms of mathematics at school, you got to take 2 tests. You got to take 2 fucking tests.
Whoa, that's great.
It's weird.
Amazing.
It was really weird. It was really weird and stupid. It was like fucking why.
Everyone agrees in this school. Teachers and students alike agree standardized testing is bullshit, but we did it anyway. Besides that, watched animes. Lots of animes.
Oh, yes.
We get funding, plus it helps rank our fucking school. Look at.
I guess.
I mean, I guess, but
hey, don't focus on the positives. Focus on the negatives.
The other thing is like this is like Arizona's standardized tests. So how does this help us in ranking in the nation? Sure, it helps rank in like the state level, but then we get to the national level, and our shitty state test means fucking nothing.
I mean,
not to say bugger all.
Isn't Arizona like 48th in education or 49th?
No fucking idea. I wouldn't doubt it.
It's really low. I know that much.
We're supremely shit, and I don't give a fuck.
Well, that's pretty much my week. I've been dying slowly due to fucking finals.
Tell us how your senior project went.
Yeah. For some reason, it was made mandatory to graduate from high school that you must do a senior project. That killed me. I did it though.
Why? I want to talk about that in my when I talk about my week. I have an interesting story.
I'll tell you why. Because I had a joint fucking project with Ian, and I did all of it.
Well, I mean, you're the one who fucked yourself by choosing Ian as a partner, all right?
He did all of it.
He might not have even graduated this year, right? He still might not even graduate this year.
To be fair, he did like 1 or 2 slides.
How many slides?
He made a fucking PowerPoint.
It was a presentation.
Somebody made a fucking bench, and that was their senior project. Make a fucking bench.
Well, like the thing was, you could do a fucking 10-page paper, which no one did 10 pages. Like I talked to people who were doing 10-page papers, and they said, "Yeah, we're doing like 2.5 pages, and that's enough." And you could do a presentation, which I did. You could do a project, which was like building a bench. Or if you're a fucking retarded person, excuse me, you could fucking go out and pave the back road, which no one in the history of the school has ever done.
There are so many things that are bad with that idea. Like, is the school gonna cover the costs of like getting all the materials, all the labor? No.
Yeah, so it's like, and they're gonna leave it to students for some reason.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
By the way, our school has a front parking lot and a back parking lot. Now, the way to get to the back parking lot is this very long road that is not paved. There's a lot of rocks there, and those rocks can be kicked up by people going fast, and then those rocks can hit cars.
Yep.
Which is terrible.
So I've been told for the past few years they've been offered that as a senior project idea, and no one has taken it.
Our school's fucking plan to fix that is either have the students fix it and tell people to go slow. None of which is fucking effective.
Nope. Have you ever seen teenagers hop? Have you seen teenagers at 7:30 in the morning hopped up on coffee? They drive fucking fast.
Nobody goes slow, and nobody's going to go back there and fix it unless you're actually paying money. All right, if you offered money as well as a graduation thing, fucking sweet. Fuck, how much money are you offering?
$20 is enough. I do it for $20.
What?
No, but
I'm broke as fuck.
$20, but the flat sum of $20? Or are we talking $20 an hour? Because like,
or are we talking like $20 to
to
get all the materials as well, or are they gonna pay for the materials?
Assuming they provide the materials and the means to do so, and they say do this, yeah, I'll take $20. I'm broke as fuck. I'll do it.
Like 20 as like this whole just 20.
Pretty much.
Wow.
You are dumb. I would be fucking.
That's less than minimum wage.
Yeah, I'm aware.
No.
It just also depends on how much and how many people are doing it, but you know, whatever. It'll
Is it
fluctuate.
minimum wage somewhere in like between?
It's about
Didn't it get
$8.
raised?
It's about $8.
Didn't it just get raised?
Oh.
No, it got raised.
Yeah,
I think
to like $8.
Was it $14? No, was it 14?
That was the proposed one, but I don't think that went through. Hang on.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I heard that got raised.
I don't
Minimum
think
wage
so.
is currently $7.25.
Oh, never mind. Fuck me.
Minimum wage in Arizona, however, is $8.05 per hour.
Great. I think the last thing of notable I did was I made my purchase of... Oh, no, wait. I did that last week. Purchase of Dark Souls 3. That comes out day after tomorrow, so I'm excited about that.
Oh. Isn't that
Oh
fun?
man.
Yeah. Gonna get my shit kicked in and I'm gonna love it.
Hey, let's go.
That's song.
It's a nice little. They've made their point on capitalizing on games are getting easier. We'll just make our game stupidly harder.
Every Dark Souls that comes out is like the first question is it easier? And if so, can you not? Can you make it harder? I think people freaked out because everyone of interest in YouTube got like a fucking press release copy. And in that, people were noticing, hey, this is kind of easy. The bosses seem to die like nothing. And then Dark Souls came out and said, yeah, the review copies were significantly easier just because we wanted people to get through it. So yeah, that's great.
I mean, you gotta consider like, although a good portion of YouTubers have completed it, a good portion of them that actually play games for a living aren't like superb at playing games.
They're
Sure, they
pretty
do.
bad.
They do it for a living, but they make fucking money off of their shit game playing.
Yeah.
They make money off of that shit, so they don't have any interest in actually getting better. Although some people are actually semi-decent.
Yeah, some people are actually like, okay, I'm gonna speedrun this game. Yeah.
I'm gonna speedrun with a Guitar Hero controller.
Fucking that.
I don't know if he actually played the whole game, this Guitar Hero, but he fought Ornstein in Smo, which is notorious for being a super fucking hard boss fight because there's two bosses. As well as
a Guitar Hero controller.
Yeah.
There was also a person that apparently beat the game without taking any damage at all.
I can believe that.
Yeah, I mean, it's
rolling
really just a
is
matter
very
of
effective,
timing.
especially in Dark Souls 1. The iframes off of rolling were insane.
Yeah, and the thing is, even though he did that, like the fucking game developer doesn't believe him. Like, no, you didn't do that.
I think no, that would have been that wouldn't have been impossible if he had fall control. There's certain instances in the game. No way, he at least had to die once because there is a scripted death in the game.
Well, I mean, I imagine that doesn't fucking count because scripted.
And then there's like
you
certain areas where like you go down. There's a boss named Nito, but when you go down to his boss fight arena, you drop down and you take damage every time, unless maybe if you had fall control on, but I don't know if it would have persisted through the cutscene. Huh.
There's that, and I imagine tiny little trivial shit like that doesn't fucking count because that's guaranteed to fucking
But
happen.
overall, yeah, it's highly possible.
Yeah, it's really just a matter of that guy's skill and timing.
Plus, you can skip so many areas and so many enemies, so yeah.
Yeah, like a lot of enemies you can just walk past.
Run past, because if not, they come up behind you and backstab you.
True.
But it looks like fucking Dark Souls 3 is shaping up to be the best so far. Like, from what we've seen, it's like a collaboration of everything good from every other game, and it actually runs at 60 FPS, and it's amazing. All right, that's my week.
All right, so Time Lord, what'd you do this week?
Everybody prepare yourself. We're gonna be here for 30 minutes.
No, probably not. Unless
Are you
If he's here anyway.
Did he fuck off?
you may have fucked up.
What?
Oh, there you are.
Sorry, I was talking to a relative.
Oh.
Whose week?
Yours. Tell us.
It's yours.
Mine? Okay. So, for the week started off with me slowly dying because, well, you know, I told you last week. But what really did hit the nail in the coffin for me was my friend Dren and I. We both forgot that our senior project was due this Friday.
Oh.
He and I wrote nothing. So we both had several all-nighters that we cramped and shat out a 12-page paper by Friday. On Thursday night, I only had 9. So I had a friend told me a little shortcut that can make your papers longer. Changing your periods
I was
from
going to say, is this the
12
period
to
trick?
14 font. Yes. And I did it, and my paper turned from 9.5 pages to like 11.5, which was within 10.
And it doesn't
10
it
pages.
somehow doesn't change anything. Like, it doesn't make the periods any bigger, but it somehow lengthens the paper. I've never done it, but I've heard of this.
It works. I swear to God, it works. But so then he and I then go to a senior seminar, and we find out that the principal extended the due date to the end of the month.
What?
Oh yeah, I heard about this.
I have not heard
So-
about this.
I have been staying up all night, all week, to finish a paper that wasn't even due that day.
Hey, but look at it like this. Now you have nothing left to work on.
True. And don't
Well,
worry,
I
you're not the
precisely-
only one who did a lot of all-nighters. Like, somebody in my class,
And-
slept through my class the entire week because he was just up all night doing his project.
And here's the worst part, too. I have a 3-page paper due on Tuesday, and I only have a page and a half. And I have a Fallout 4 review that I need to record by this weekend, so I could start animating the animatics of it by this and next week, so I can have the animation stuff once that comes in a month from now within the main review, so that I could do the live action skits once I get those. And, well, just to thank you guys for letting me be on this podcast, I thought I should share with you the actual Fallout 4 script as I've written so far.
All
So
right.
here it is.
Oh, good. Nice.
Oh, it's a
All right. One thing though is yes, I realize that doing this is important to you, but you gotta realize at this point you have from the last podcast you're on, you do realize you have a dedicated following. So I imagine they'll be fine with like a week delay on shit. If you're like, just be like, make a short like 5-minute video. Hey, shit's going on in real life. I got shit to do, so everything's delayed, and I think everyone will be fine. Just a suggestion.
Or how about I just link them to this video where I literally explain.
I mean, there's that too.
Yeah, you could do that, I guess.
A small announcement. Hey, I'm going to be doing some shit. I'm like, if I had a following, like I'm currently on, like I do YouTube stuff as like a fucking hobby, and right now I'm just like my computer's too crappy to do anything. But if I was in your position where I had a decent number of people, I would make a video saying this is what's going on, and I'll be back at some point. I'm not dead.
Whoa, an update video? That's crazy. Nobody does those anymore.
Unless it's something important that goes on.
Yeah, I guess.
There was actually some announcements. I don't know if we talked about them last week. I don't know. I think those happened this week.
Which announcements are you speaking of?
Well, it's no surprise that this podcast and its fucking contributors are huge fans of Rooster Teeth and other big YouTubers, such as other people.
Total Biscuit.
Total Biscuits, stuff like that. It fuels our discussion, because we are unoriginal fucks.
I mean, of course.
But, you know, there's like the announcement that the creatures in Rooster Teeth are now a singular thing. Like, Rooster Teeth has now partnered up with, like, the creatures, and that's pretty cool.
My fucking god, they're absorbing fucking everything.
It's an umbrella. I don't know what exactly, like, the full extent of it is, but hey, they're a thing.
You don't know
so
the full screen of it?
No, but like...
the fuck was that? Was that even a pun?
Yeah, because Rooster Teeth got acquired by Fullscreen, and that's what started this trend of acquiring smaller entities.
Like, there was like a long while where I didn't watch YouTube videos because I was like doing homework and shit. But as soon as it started getting lax and we started having like projects and shit, because it's like near the end of the semester, I started watching more YouTube videos. Fucking Rooster Teeth has absorbed so much shit. Fucking
Screw Attack Funhouse.
Screw Attack Funhouse. There was some other fuckers that joined.
Wait, Rooster Teeth now has Screw Attack?
Apparently it had. I didn't know this until the creatures.
They're both owned by Fullscreen, and they kind of just merged. Like, RTX and Screw Attack Gaming Convention, SGC, both happen in the same convention center as well, so...
Oh, good. What the fuck else? Like,
on the same weekend as well.
You know, the thing is, though, like, this collaboration doesn't, like... You don't feel any malice from Rooster Teeth as you would, like, the Game Grumps and fucking... What was it? Fucking, what was that? Sing? Or Sling? Whatever that fucking thing was that fucking basically had its hands around Game Grumps and Nutsack. They're like fucking...
The Polaris thing?
Yeah, that shit was bad. They were like in a contract they couldn't get out of. Yeah, everyone hated that. But you don't feel like the same like money-making malice from Rooster Teeth.
I think it's the same thing with the Friend Zone as well.
No one likes it because it's a fucking USA only fucking service, and you have to pay for it. There's a fucking thing called Sling or Sing, I think, on Polaris. Basically, all Polaris shows are being held captive for money.
Wow, that's kind of dick.
It sucks because I actually liked Friend Zone.
I liked the table flips, but as soon as it became fucking Sling only, it's like, yep, fuck off.
Why would anybody even do that? I mean, I get
we're talking about Time Lords Inc., aren't we?
Oh yeah, we were.
So he needs to get shit done. All right.
Basically, priorities. Well, he's probably not done, but you know. Basically, priorities.
Unless he is done.
I don't know if I should mention this one extra thing or
I don't
not.
get it. We don't have any.
It is Sling, by the way.
Just go ahead and go forward with it.
Should I just mention it?
I mean,
how many people at our school watch this thing?
I mean, I can.
Oh, you know what?
I can cut it out if you really want.
That's an interesting question. We don't actually know how many people at school actually.
Hey, guess what? Actually, I have a story about this.
I was also going to talk about how yes.
So I went to fucking my 1 o'clock class, which is a plant science class, and there's a student there. I don't know if I'll name him or not.
I don't know.
A student just came up and said, "Hey, I saw the podcast. It was nice."
Oh my god, that is terrible.
Did his name start with "or"?
Yeah, let's just go with "or."
Yep. He came up to me and said, "Yeah, your podcast got me through an all-nighter."
Cool. I'm like, at first I'm like, wait, wait, what? I was confused because I'm like, why would anyone know about us from the podcast? I'm like, oh yeah, TLG was on it. He has people. He's actually successful on YouTube, and he tweeted it out. That's right.
Yeah. Whoa.
That's fucking great.
Recognition in real life. What is this?
That was. I don't like it.
I get that a lot. I get that sometimes at school. Like every time I upload a review, somebody says your review was great. I love your special effects or something. I personally think it's okay. I like it. I like people. But Ninja, write this timestamp down so I can tell you whether to edit this part out or not. So I'm just gonna tell you.
I proof check all of this stuff. Like he uploaded it and I proof checked it immediately because he didn't edit out one of the things he should have edited out. I got
all
a name drop.
One.
It was a name. Ian accidentally said your actual name, and we're not sure if you're okay with that or not. So we just edited it out.
Thank you.
The only thing I've gotten of people knowing that people actually watch this shit was fucking Aiden. The fucking Aiden. He came up and he came up to me and he's like, you were so salty that one D&D game, and then Alexis has slightly mentioned D&D.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of D&D, you finally fucking uploaded the first episode of mine. Congratulations, Nick.
Only got like 7 more to go.
Gosh.
Hey, I'm working on it, alright?
Seriously, just give them to me. What the fuck do you have to edit out? Like, pretty much nothing.
Oh, nothing, but...
Yeah.
Literally, just send the files.
I've really just been lazy about uploading them. Like, they're
Seriously, just give them to me.
All of them are on the channel. It's just that I've
give
been
it to
too
me.
lazy to
I'll edit it, and I'll even make a new D&D intro if you want. Okay?
No, it's fine.
You don't have to do that. Maybe fucking when I start getting I'm gonna get a job soon. I'll fucking commission you to make this an intro.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. I'm more than happy to do it. But anyways, write down this timestamp because you know what? I decided I'm going to tell you, and if I don't want people to know if it ends up going horribly wrong, just edit it out. Okay.
2701.
So when I first came to this school, okay, one of the first person I met this one girl, which was the first person I ever met in the entire school, and we both think that we're awesome. Like, I think she's awesome. She thinks I'm awesome. We have a good friendship. She then hears of this story, the girl story I told you last time. And she told me that what the loser and the fuckboy did was absolutely and utterly disgusting. And she is apparently excruciatingly close friends with the girl. So then she says that she will talk to her on Monday and she'll fix the whole thing. Now, part of me is thinking, this is fantastic, great news, though a very large portion of me is thinking, don't put all your chips in this one basket because there's a very big chance that it's not going to work. So, that's happening. I don't know if it'll work or not. I don't know if this whole thing will be fixed. I hope it's fixed, because I lost a good 95% of me. I'm running on emergency power right now. Like, my persona is so gone. It's now just a mix of Bernie, Trump, the Emperor, and Anakin, okay? And it is not a pretty persona.
Was it bad of you that I thought when you said the Emperor, I thought the Emperor from the Emperor's New Groove?
Well, why don't you eat a soma?
The fuck is a soma?
Oh,
it's a really good SP and HP restoring item in the Persona series. It restores everything.
Fucking gosh.
We need to produce a way to fix the top 5%.
Realistically,
of my
your second
personality.
instinct is very smart as to not completely put all your chips in a basket, as you said. Basically, hold out a little hope, but don't expect anything. Honestly, I don't know how hard it is to do that in your situation because I've never experienced it, but just don't. Basically, try not to pay attention to it is my best advice.
I'm not.
But hey, if it works, it works.
I'm trying my best to get over her, but it's hard because I still remember all the times we had. Every time we, role played on Snapchat, or when I visit her at work when she needed company. It's just hard.
So, yeah. Roleplay on Snapchat? I don't use social media all that much, so that one falls short for me.
We would come up with these goofy adventures
Oh,
Snapchat. Like,
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's
Once again, is it bad of me? I thought that went different places at first.
what do you mean, different places?
You know what? Let's bury that one, and we'll come back to that at a later point.
I see what you mean.
You can shut the fuck up.
I'm still lost.
I'm not gonna explain it. Don't worry. All right.
Listen,
That,
TLG is a very pure man.
as
Don't
far as we
tarnish him.
know.
Don't tarnish him.
As far as we know.
I
It's okay. You don't need to know.
I'm just gonna drop it and just say, just edit this part out if it doesn't turn out well.
I mean, that
Oh,
turned
no,
out fine. Like
it's
you're
fine.
fucking like the cool thing about this is you're like giving like an update as to what's going on with that one video because a lot of people were very interested in that one video you made, and a lot of people we got a comment like on that fucking video. It was very cool that you came and gave your story, which is we can only assume it came from that Twitter and your followers. So it's kind of cool that you could be able to use this as a medium to give updates to people who listen to you.
Yeah, why not? It's fun.
If you're comfortable with that, anyway.
I am. I'm just afraid that if there's someone at the school that hears this, they might know who I'm talking about and sabotage me.
Here's what I think. Fuck them. Not literally, but figuratively.
I mean, you could do it literally, but that would be kind of weird since they're kind of in opposition of you.
Yes, okay, so here's what you need to do with the people who don't like you. Seduce them, and then fuck them, and then leave them out in the wind. Or whatever the saying is.
If it's a guy,
that's a good
cut
idea.
off their dick out.
It doesn't matter. Does not matter.
I mean, that's the simple solution. Like they
What
can't
did
be
you say?
dicks. They can't be dicks anymore if they don't have one.
Mm.
Oh, I just remembered I have some good news. So you know the Nuka-Cola I sold at school?
Yeah.
So-
Well, apparently I found these much bigger Coca-Cola bottles, and I'm thinking on just using this as the standard and selling them for $3. Like, this bottle is much bigger. It's 500 milliliters.
Versus how as big was the other one?
Okay, this is 17 ounces, and the other one was. Give me a minute. Let me find it. 1 sec.
Okay.
All right.
I
Well,
mean,
in the meantime,
the Nuka-Cola bottles are already pretty big. Like, the few I got, there was a lot of stuff.
All right, here's the old bottle. The other bottle was only 12 ounces.
extra 5 ounces. All right.
Okay. So
So 17 ounces versus 12.
I mean, with that one original bottle, it's already got a lot of soda in it.
It really depends on the person.
I sell them both, quite honestly.
Some people prefer smaller things. Other people are like, give me the
I mean, some people just want a bigger bottle. Who knows?
like. I like fucking in the morning. In the morning, I have breakfast, and we have like
Really?
a bunch of like
That's a shocker.
yeah. In the morning, we have like a bunch of regular spoons. We have like a bunch of regular spoons, and then we have this gigantic serving spoon that you're supposed to put with like, I don't know, pasta or some shit when you take it to like a potluck. I just use that spoon for my fucking cereal.
I will
Fucking regular
admit,
spoon.
we also have silverware of varying sizes, and I also tend to gravitate towards the larger ones as well.
I do as well. Why?
However,
is it
that's
that
because-
we all do.
That's because you can fucking fit more food onto it. That has nothing to do with how much food you actually eat. You don't serve yourself more food because you have a bigger spoon.
It just, but it's gotten to the point where one night when I was having dinner with my family, my father got me a spoon, one of the smaller spoons, and he's like, "Here, use this one. Enjoy your food." And I was just like, "What the fuck?" I like
This has
using
become a
big
real
spoons.
problem. You tearing your family apart. We need an intervention. Okay. Like, whoa, that thing's a lot bigger.
The
Spoon is
reason
that?
Yeah, I know, right?
Holy shit! That's not a spoon. That's
Okay,
a
once again, yeah. So, like, I don't know, how many bottles of those do you have? Like, how many of those bottles?
I think probably 20, give or take. I think if I sell the big ones for $3.
Here's what I think. Make 20 of them, just sell them alongside the normal ones or like an extra however much would be proportional?
I'm thinking $1 extra. What do you think? Maybe 50 cents extra?
That looks, from that comparison, that looks fair.
Just do some math.
I would say
Just do some basic math. How much do the regular ones cost?
12 ounces for $2, right?
12 ounces for $2?
Yes.
So
Compared
that's like,
50.
that's the equivalent of like how many pennies for an ounce? How much money for an ounce?
Hang on, I'll crunch the
I
numbers.
make about... Okay, so each bottle I make about 60 cents on as profit. The rest of it goes into cost of the bottle itself, the materials of the ingredients for the Nuka-Cola, the carbon that needs to carbonate it, and yeah, that's it.
So it's
And
about
the bottle caps. And the bottle caps.
So it's about
Oh, yeah.
16 cents. Let's just fucking let's round it up for the sake of argument. It's about 17 cents per ounce for your product. So if we were to multiply that by 5, because you're adding an extra ounce, that would make your product equal. That would be the equivalent, if you're going off straight basic math, would be $2.83.
But that's a very weird number, so you would either round down to like 275, which
Or round up.
Don't make people get out 3/4. That's terrible. Just round up.
So $3.
Yeah.
$3 seems fair. You see, this is what companies do, though. It's like exactly what they do. They make it to like weird proportions, then they round it upwards, and they make a bit more profit off of it. And it seems fair to people. Like it's a fucking huge bottle.
Thing is you're probably gonna profit off the people that don't care. You're gonna profit off the people that don't care about it. They're just like, oh, like bigger one for $3, sure, I'll buy that. But then the smart people that are gonna do the math are just gonna continue buying.
No one's gonna do the
smaller
fucking
ones.
math. Like, wait.
Are you
So
kidding
this
me?
is the price for this. Let me go to my backpack, get my notepad, and just do this really quickly.
Yeah, but you don't-
Like they're just gonna be like, oh, Nuka-Cola. Oh, more? Sweet, bigger. Let's go.
everybody
Stronger,
that fucking
faster.
everybody that does a math class has one of the fucking scientific calculators.
Okay,
Yeah, here's the thing, though. None of them
there
want
are
to
about-
use it outside of math class.
There are about 2 people that would possibly think of doing this. One of them
And
is like
Anyone who listens to this podcast.
I mean, now that
Anyone who listens to this podcast will listen to this segment and be like,
oh yeah.
I guess I'm not gonna buy the big ones if he sells them side by side.
I mean, it's still more soda.
Well, no, it's not. You're not. It's not more soda. You're wasting money.
No, it's more soda.
Not quite.
But if you got 2 small bottles, then that would be more than 1 big bottle.
Exactly.
So either way, you win.
If you buy the bigger bottle, you're losing more for your money. And I'm sorry for indirectly hurting your business, Time Lord. I'm so sorry, but
No, it's fine.
if you buy the bigger bottle, you're losing more money. So
Hey,
if
next
you're smart,
time,
you just buy the
for all
smaller
the
bottles.
listeners of the podcast, if you come up to TLG next time he's selling them and give you the promo code Chris is a prick, you get 10% off.
Whoa! That's
Yeah,
amazing
You know what?
stuff.
You know what? I'll live. You know what? I'll live up to that. You know what? I'm gonna stand by that.
Shit.
It's official.
I'll say that. It's
He's
official now.
standing by it. Jeez,
Promo code Chris
don't know-
is a prick.
I don't know who Chris is, but I'm sure it's a funny joke.
Oh yeah, he is
gotta-
known for being a prick, and he's right here.
He's doing it right now.
Hey, fuck you.
There it is. See?
Alright. Fucking.
Like, you can
great.
hear, like, basically, like, you can hear it in his voice. It's kind of like someone hugging a cactus. It's just, you can hear it.
Someone hugging me.
Just all those little prickly things coming out the cactus, like, prick, prick, and as the hug tightens on the cactus, it just gets louder and louder.
And depending on variations on the level of prickiness, it also, the cactus hugs back sometimes.
You're welcome, the 2
It's a
fucking
very
viewers.
strange phenomenon.
And you're welcome, the 2 viewers who now have the promo code.
Yeah, you're welcome, 2 viewers that now have the promo code. The one guy that approached both Dominic and Nick, and I don't fucking know that. I don't even know who the fuck that is, but that guy who may watch this, and then there's the other dude. there might be another person. I don't fucking know anymore.
Alright.
But at this point, if you're still watching this shit, go watch something better. I don't know. Maybe go actually watch Time Lord's videos.
Or watch the anime we recommended for the week.
Oh yes, Tokyo. Wait,
By the way, we're still on Time Lord's week.
Yeah.
We're
Is that
still on.
everything you did this week, Time Lord?
Is there
anything else you want to bring up pertaining to
anything? Let's see.
Or can we
anything I
continue?
want. I'm trying to think. Anything earth-shattering that happened this week?
reading good books?
It really doesn't have
Please
to be earth-shattering. It could just be something you
Please
did.
tell me you've gotten the plans for somebody that's going to end of the world, because that would be so swell.
I legitimately have nothing.
All right.
Nothing.
Have you
Chris,
found out like you have an evil twin with a mustache who's actually like a Nazi German and he has plans to rule the world? So you have to travel to Siberia to stop him in this evil mountain lair, and you've teamed up with a Jedi and a dwarf, and you now have to
come on,
set
that
out
was
on an
next
adventure.
week.
Oh, all right. Sorry
Come
to
on,
spoil
that
the
was
plans.
next week.
Spoilers!
Jeez.
God
Okay.
damn it.
Oh.
All right,
No.
Chris, what'd you do this week?
No, Nick, go.
No, Chris, you're going.
Here we
Nope,
fucking
Nick.
go. Great.
Chris,
The rest of the
you're
podcast
going.
is just this banter.
Okay, so Chris, I'm gonna take a while with mine, so you do yours.
Oh,
No.
great. No, you get two
No.
sentences.
Yeah. No.
Chris,
Nick
go
gets two
now.
cents.
That's not temporary, motherfucker. That's forever. Fuck
If
you.
I-
Fuck your weeks.
But this is a
If I
podcast
go-
that's supposed to go into detail.
If I
No one cares
go,
about you.
you get two sentences. If you go, you can have more.
Fine.
Make a
fuck
deal
you.
here.
All
Good.
right.
Go.
All right. So, I did the anime homework. That was fun. I've been playing a lot of Hearthstone as well. The Golden Monkey is actually a very fun card, and is really good in...
Now, do you play it as a
Basically-
warrior?
I currently no, mainly because I don't have
Okay.
all the Control Warrior cards.
Good, because if you do, I was gonna say fuck you.
I'm mainly playing it in mage decks. In a mage deck.
That's
I'm currently
interesting.
playing. It's a stall deck where basically you don't draw any cards.
Every
in the deck.
golden monkey deck is a fucking stall deck.
You don't
You
draw
said golden
any,
monkey. We already know.
You don't draw any cards with this stall deck. What you do, haha.
You said doo doo.
That was the haha part of the joke. Thank you for explaining it. Now, what you do is generate cards using the Discover mechanic and a card known as Brand Bronzebeard. You see, what Brand does is make your battle cries trigger twice. Discover is a battle cry. So basically, you can get cards from anywhere outside of your deck and just get multiples of them. But what I like to do is save Brand for when I also have Elise, who gets the Golden Monkey into your deck, into my hand, and then I play them both on the same turn, so that way I get multiple chances at the Golden Monkey, and it also prevents me from going into fatigue, which happens when you draw all the cards in your deck. And so
Except
basically,
you can only ever play one golden monkey because then the golden monkey changes. Golden monkey.
while that is true, the Golden Monkey turns every card, including the Golden Monkey, into a random legendary. Which
Is there a discover a 6-mana card? Can you just discover golden monkey?
You can't discover uncollectible cards. Discovers
Oh,
only work with collectible cards. So, for instance, you can discover a Forgotten Torch, but you can't discover a Roaring one, because Roaring is made by Forgotten.
So I played Hearthstone, like, I don't know how long ago, this morning, I guess. I played a fucking warrior who's doing the normal control shit, and he got upwards of, like, over 80 health, I guess, with just shields.
Oh, yeah.
I lost, but he got he had, like, a few cards in his hand. He got 2 Lore Walker Shows from the monkey in the same hand.
That's great.
It was an utter defeat, though. At that point.
Yes.
I did over 60 damage to the fucker, but you can't outdo that fucking armor.
So yes, I've been playing a lot of Hearthstone. I've also gone back to, where is it? Persona Q.
It's all canon, even the dancing game.
Shadow of the Labyrinth, which I played for quite a bit when it first came out, and then never went back to I went back for it, and it's still as good as I remember. Music is still great. Like, it's still all amazing and greatness, and just gets all up in your stuffs. Now, what I really want to talk about is the anime that I've been watching for basically the entire day. I started at like 8 this morning, which, by the way, it's midnight.
We got 1 minute, motherfucker.
It's about to be midnight anyway. I started at like 8 this morning, and I've just been going off on it ever since. The World God Only Knows.
I did that too, surprisingly, with a different anime.
Which is basically just this guy who's played so many dating sims that he's known as the God of Conquests on the internet. And that show is awesome!
Really?
They make so many references to so many other things, and they make philosophical questions about bullshit. It's awesome!
Be or not to be bullshit, that is the question.
Like,
now, here's a good question, though. Like, how much did you actually watch?
Oh, I watched up to the end of Season 2, and then, by your advice, I decided to go to the manga, because apparently between Season 2 and Season 3, they cut out a lot of the manga.
Season 1 and Season 2.
Between Season 1 and Season 2? Really?
I'm pretty sure, because it doesn't, like, the weird shit start happening at the beginning of Season 2?
No. The going back part, that happens in Season 3.
Oh, okay, I was wrong.
Like, it didn't happen all in Season 2.
Yeah, so, then that would have been that.
I just went, I started reading it at, like, I went from the first chapter, and I'm currently on, because I wanted to see, hey, what's the difference between the manga and the anime? There were a few slight changes, like, one of the jokes was that when Elsie was sent to the human world for the Dokuro guy said, hey, get me some DVDs. And that joke is brought up in a very much later chapter of the manga. And he's like, hey, did you bring me my CDs? And that's something you would only get if you read through all the manga. And there was also more information, like why exactly things can't possess guys and only girls.
I actually don't remember.
What is happening?
They're talking about the World God Only Knows.
Yeah, and so
synopsis, I think you already gave the synopsis. It's basically fucking dating sim god actually has to go out and fucking conquer real girls because ghosts are possessing them, and he's been contracted accidentally by a demon to do so.
And if he doesn't, then he dies, as well as the demon. Anyway, I really haven't ever been a manga guy. Like, I've always been like the gung-ho anime guy. Like, oh yeah, I'll watch 100 episodes of anime in one night.
In a single sitting.
I almost did that.
Yeah,
kind of.
Okay, you did.
I kind of fell asleep around the 400 mark and then just like stopped.
What's fucking go? I dare you. Watch Detective Conan and its current entirety in one sitting.
That's 825 episodes. Are you kidding me?
How?
No.
Oh dear.
How?
Anyway, I'm currently on chapter 98 of The World God Only Knows, and I'm like, manga's actually pretty good, but I still prefer the pace of anime, because anime moves a lot slower than manga. Like, 3 episodes of an anime...
That depends on your reading level.
I mean, for me, mangas go by very quickly. Like, the last time I actually, like, sat down to read a manga was in middle school, I think. Like, 7th, 8th grade, where there was just, like, this corner in the school library where there's just, like, a bunch of, manga there. I think it was called Cross Plus or Heart Plus, something like that. I don't remember exactly the name. And that was just, like, manga. Cool. But the problem...
So now, do you feel equipped enough with the knowledge of dating sims to go out and get a date? Having watched the success of this guy?
Surprisingly, yes. He makes a lot of good points.
Hey, topical fucking thing. You know, the big juggernaut of a YouTube channel now, the Game Theorists, fucking did a theory on that. Recently. Like, I mean, last week.
And, like, manga girls are, or, like, video game girls are still based off of real life. It's just that they're usually heightened to a sense.
Yeah.
And also, manga as a like money proposition for me is very shitty because I can read through like a chapter of a manga in about 5 minutes.
Oh, well, yeah, you're that kind of person.
Yeah, it honestly depends on reading.
Yeah, but for me specifically, like I can read through an entire chapter in like
Just illegally download it. Then there's no problem. Everyone wins.
mymanga.me.
Or
It's
Kiss
been
manga.
I mean, that's the site I've been reading through all of The World God Only Knows on, and it's very reliable because it gives you multiple ways of getting to the next page, and it's actually pretty quick in the loading department.
So you watched through basically fucking 2 fucking seasons of a show and read through what was equivalent, of
98
all that
chapters of the manga now. And I've basically just been doing that since 8 in the morning. Which, I don't know why I was up at 8 in the morning, by the way.
Cool. So did you do anything else, or...?
I'm getting to that.
Anything actually productive?
I've been stopping doing all-nighters and only sleeping for like 5 hours for the past week or so, and it's a very weird experience.
Should be noted that despite the amount of fucking content of animus and Japanese byproducts this dude fucking consumes, he's still somehow in honors.
Yo, I got all A's. I got 101.5 in math, by the way.
How?
I got Mr. Grant, so
What fucking math do you have?
Is he the old nice guy? Or no?
No, that's Norton.
That's Norton. That's Norton.
I like Norton. He's a really nice guy.
Norton's nice, but he doesn't control his classroom.
Yeah. Anyway, the thing with Grant is that he grants you a lot of extra credit points for just doing the work. Like, you could turn in one of the homeworks with just your name, date, and basically just the title card, and you get 4 points for that out of a 20-point assignment.
That's also how I'm passing his fucking physics class. It's so fucking easy to get points. Like, fucking. I've got to fucking interject here. We have the homework, but he always assigns the odd question. He always assigns the odd questions, and those are the ones with the answers in the back of the book. So as long as you show work, i.e., maybe write the problem down, draw some shit, maybe write the formula down a couple of times, label variables, you're fucking fine. Good, you have full points.
Plus, we also go over the answers to all the homework questions the next day on the board. So you could just take pictures of all of those, copy them down into your notes, into your homework, and you're good. Also, on tests, he gives 4 extra credit points. So you could completely bomb this question, you get 0 points on it, but you still get full 4 points for it. Or you get 4 bonus points. And really, if you write down just a formula on a question on the test, you still get 2 points out of the 4. So even if you have no idea how to do the question, if you write down just a little bit of work, you'll still get 2 points.
Get points for trying. That's cool.
And yet somehow people are still failing his class. Yeah, I don't get it.
That's the thing that got me. Fucking George Bishop. All right, he's already gone.
Yeah.
He left the fucking school. He of course didn't pass physics because he was in physics with me last semester. He never did any of the fucking homework, even though it's the easiest fucking thing. Just fucking write down some shit and you get points. Not that hard. Yet even despite that, he still managed to always have something to talk about, though. Something he found online or some shit.
The thing with Bishop is that his procrastination was on an unhealthy level. He would stay up throughout the entire night okay, I'm gonna start doing it now. I'm gonna start doing it now. I'm gonna start doing it now. But he never started it. And he would just show up the next day when a paper was due, and he's yeah, I didn't start it. I was just on BurgerBot, something like that. Cheeseburger, something like that. A website of some sort. That's just memes.
Bishop, okay. He partially scared me, and I want to tell you why. Because every time he mentioned something sexual, and I didn't get it, he would go from above and beyond to try to explain it to me, despite me objecting to him not explaining it to me. Until eventually I had to reach the point that I had to cover up my ears and literally, covering my ears and making sure I don't hear it.
So Ian, you're probably going to want to leave the podcast in the next minute because Bishop was very open about sexuality. Like, in a study skills class, Bishop and one other guy, who I will not name because history's... Huh?
Wait, what?
Alright, so Bishop is very open about sexuality. Like, me and this other guy were, like, in a study skills class with him, and he was just like, yeah, fuck off, do whatever. And so we were like, cool, sure. And the other two guys were just, like, talking straight up about porn. And, like, RedTube. And what sites they watched it on. And, like, oh, yeah, I got, like, 3 sites open on my phone right now.
Later. Wait, is this, like, the...
I knew it.
Is this, like, the beginning? Isn't that, like, the beginning... Wait, no.
This was sophomore.
That was the appearance and very quick disappearance of our other podcast, quote-unquote, member.
I kind of figured this would happen. Like, once that started happening. So, yeah, those two were just, like, talking about, oh, yeah, do you like shaved, not shaved? Like, what are your preferences? What kind of hair color? Like, oh, do you prefer these camera angles? And I was just sitting there like, sure, because I'm a good little Jewish boy and I don't do the pornography.
I'm pretty sure you played Bill, though.
I've tried before, but it just, like, didn't appeal to me.
Alright.
Anyway.
I got to see his freaking procrastination in action, though. Like, fucking... He would, like, there was, like, a portion of the time, sophomore year, my sister had classes to, like, 3. I would finish classes at, like, 1, so I'd be sitting around for 2 fucking hours. And so he would, I forget exactly when he finished class, but he would show up, he'd pull out his fucking laptop, and he'd be like, alright, I'm going to write this paper. And exactly as fucking Nick described it, he would never write the paper. I'm already done with my shit, so I'm just like playing games. I'll go over to look and see what he's doing, and he's like on a random website, and I'm like, okay, maybe it's something that's actually pertinent to his work. But every time I looked, he was on the same website, and I looked closer at it, and it was like fucking Kotaku, and I was just like, what the fuck are you doing? So he never got anywhere.
But because of this,
anywhere on that paper.
He was also able to show us some very weird videos on the internet. For instance, one that I
ran
remember.
when he tried to show
Wasn't it the hentai core?
No, hentai core was of my doing.
Yeah, I heard it from him too.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah. So
I ran when he tried to show me one of those videos because I knew it was dank, and it was too dank for me.
He's on a level of he's transcended dankness.
The most significant video.
We're still talking about it.
No, we're not.
Honestly,
the most significant video he showed me was just like Hatsune Miku, just like in this 3D animation, just like farting out sound waves of like multiple colors, just like coming out of there, and there were like guns and bullets.
Oh yeah. So every time he tries to rejoin, we just like take whatever conversation you're currently saying and make it oddly sexual, and he'll just keep leaving. Let's see how many times we can do this.
You enjoyed and left again.
Let's see how many times we can get him to leave.
Like,
before
don't
he just
acknowledge
doesn't join
it.
anymore.
Like, maybe just say a hi or something. But see if we can turn whatever. Like, oh yeah, like we play with Legos as a kid. Oh, and we also shove them up our ass and just see if that's enough to make him just keep leaving. By the way, I did not do that with Lego bricks. That would be painful and horrible.
I mean, it depends. Like, some people enjoy that, like, pushing it up.
Gosh, no. Those things feel horrible on your feet. Can you imagine?
Although I did find out he was here for he was here this semester.
He was.
He was at one point here. I just don't know what the fuck happened to him.
I mean,
Alright.
I can get communication with him, like on these Steams.
By the way, we're still not done with weeks.
He's usually not on anymore, which is weird.
Are you talking about Paul?
No.
Who are you talking about?
Bishop of
We're
the
still
Georges.
talking about Bishop of the Georges.
Oh, you mean he was on a few hours ago?
Oh, wait, no, he is on right now. Huh, weird. He's usually not on.
Actually, he's offline right now.
On Steam? Eh,
He should
whatever.
be.
Don't
He should be
invite
anyway.
him.
Nah, he's
Don't
just
do it.
Don't
No,
do it.
I-
Yeah, let's go ahead and fucking invite him into this shit store.
No.
Nah.
You forget his parents
Alright.
have strict like sleep time stuff.
Oh, yeah. He was
Anyway.
actually going to be in a D&D game of ours, but because of his strict sleep schedule...
He was in episode 0.
Yes.
He was going to be in a D&D game, and one of the options that he came up with was going
Insect.
to was getting Curse on mobile, which is actually possible.
Well, now it is.
It's fucking possible. And I
But
was
we
like,
do it
oh,
too
that's
late anyway.
cool. Well, no, the reason he was gonna find it on mobile is because he was gonna sneak out of his house and go to a cafe down the street. Don't do that, kids. Just don't.
That's
Stay
just
the
a
fuck in
really
your
bad
house.
idea.
Stay the fuck at your house. It's nighttime. Nobody.
But if you do,
one's
support the
gonna
local
see you.
business.
Oh, yes, Ian, say your name.
And buy a
If you
coffee.
do actually go buy something at the place, don't just fucking dicker. Don't just be like, I'm not gonna do shit. All right.
Ian, say your
So,
name real
anything
quick.
else?
Anything else, Nick?
Huh?
Ian,
It's
say your
Ian.
name real quick. Alright, there you go. Now you know who he is. Good job.
All right.
He's the
Yeah,
guy that came
alright,
in
so,
briefly for like
um,
5 seconds twice.
Besides the world God only knows.
Oh gosh, you're still going.
no,
He is-
that's most of my week. You know, I do the usual Warframes, Overwatch, all that kind of stuff. You know,
Oh, did you hear what? Did you see what Overwatch did?
What are you talking
Is this-
about? They did a few things.
Is
Are
this-
you-
is-
So
is-
Overwatch.
Is this about
The
the
rank?
Is this about the butt thing again?
That's what I'm
Yes.
thinking. It might be. That happened a
So-
while ago.
No. They made a response. They actually responded
Oh?
with better.
they were like,
things.
we're taking
So-
it out.
They were like, we're taking it out, but then they put it in and made it even sexier out of fucking spite.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
They put it back in.
They
Even
They
I
just
am
slightly changed
loading up
position,
Overwatch now.
and it's done literally nothing.
I
It
want to
was
see this.
fuck-
I
it
am
was-
loading up Overwatch now. I want to see this.
Dude, that's the greatest. Like, oh yeah, they were like, I was wondering why they were so
Great.
docile.
It's one of the victory poses, isn't it?
Yeah, it-
yeah, but they did that, and it was just like it was so great, and it's like all right, so they're not gonna fucking be a bitch to one guy who's bitching online.
Was it a
About
guy?
it. That was great.
it was
I don't
most-
fucking. It was
most
one.
likely a guy.
I mean, it was just a person online that posted it.
Dude.
Pure, just like
So many things get fucking banned from just like a small amount of people complaining. Fucking
I
Yeah.
don't know.
GTA in Australia got banned because 3 women complained about. They falsely accused it. This was a notorious thing, but they falsely accused it of fucking being specifically violent towards women, and I got it banned in like fucking Kmart and Target in Australia.
But Australia's
Awesome.
Australia's crazy though. Like you gotta realize. Like, do any of you
That
watch
is
the?
true.
Do any of you watch the fucking? Oh, I can't forget. Yahtzee Croshaw. This is
The
his name. He does-
zero punctuation.
Crawshaw.
Zero
And yes.
punctuation. He lives in Australia, and he
Yeah.
constantly makes reference to the fact that since he
Australia
lives in
sucks.
Australia, getting like the more violent games is hard for him because of Australia's stupid laws.
Yeah,
Why is Australia so dumb? Like,
I don't
It's
know.
not-
what did
it's
we
not quite
like? What
dumb,
happened?
but it's
Honestly?
kind of just controlling.
By the way, I'm showing
I mean,
everyone
it
the
seems
butt
to work.
pose. in
It seems to
Overwatch.
work for them.
Do you have like? There's like a picture of it, like before and after. Like, could you fucking find like a picture of that, just so people
Can you link
see
us?
this?
Oh, I just loaded it up in game. Because I have
Motherfucking-
access to Overwatch and you guys don't. Ha ha ha. Hey, we should play some Overwatch sometime. Oh wait. Ha
Hey,
ha
guess
ha.
what?
Open
Fucking.
beta. Something happens. Happening.
Oh please. Dominic.
Did this happen, like-
So.
I mean, it's okay, but oh my gosh, is that it?
The new
The
butt
only-
pose?
It's like fucking based off like looks like a 50s poster or something. It's her like putting one leg really high up.
Yeah.
Can you
that's it.
link us
Yeah, I'm
to a
getting it.
before and after?
I was just making sure this is the right one. Wow. I mean, it looks like it's based off a fucking pinup from the 50s or so. So
The thing is, it actually is. I was just looking through some videos earlier, and just came across this thing, and I was like, "Oh, something else happened with this thing."
They did that, and
if
that was.
Ian can talk about it, you know it's not sexual. There's no problem with that.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm
You know
I'm
what?
totally
I
with
think
I'm totally with the. It's just a butt. Who cares?
Yep. Everyone fucking
know,
talked about it.
I-
Boogie talked about it. Fucking. Oh, fucking. What is his fucking name? Total Biscuit made a great satirical video.
Oh
on it
yeah, with Winston.
with Winston.
that,
with Winston.
I did hear about this game before. I did criticize it for a little bit of being exactly like TF2, except
It's
more
not, though.
diverse and less cartoony.
You know what?
And-
During the time I did
and-
play...
and
Well, hold on, I'll
this-
let you finish.
And this like little thing that people were complaining about, the butt pose, is essentially the Overwatch people saying, "Fuck you, SJWs. It's our game."
You know, that's kind of weird because, you know, they kind of like, you know, even pandered a little bit to them with like that one character. What's her fucking name?
May.
The pink-haired one?
Oh, the pink haired one? What? No, there isn't a
The-
pink haired Overwatch character.
Is that a dude?
Zarya? Zarya.
Is that a chick or a dude? I can't tell.
Chick, and she's buff and like has a laser.
Yeah. And the pink hair and all that. That's like, that was the pandering towards it. Like, okay, here's something that breaks this, you know, the norm, that breaks the mold, kind of.
It's like
Oh,
a female heavy weapons guy.
It is, essentially. Now, I will say, when I played Overwatch, granted, I didn't enjoy my time all that much. I did not feel like it was TF2 too much. Like, the diversity from the characters and also the amount of characters makes it feel very different. Now, there are characters that feel like characters from TF2, but overall, the game has a different feel to it.
Also,
What about the what's the troll, right? Is that it? The troll?
What?
That's like the engineer, right?
Oh, the fucking...
Oh, Torbjorn? He is kind of like an engineer, but the thing is, his level 3 sentry is temporary now, and it's tied to his ultimate. So you have to be a lot more tactical with when you use...
fucking level
oh,
2
yeah.
still beat the shit out of people, dude.
All the characters
Level
have
2 still
ultimates.
fucking rip you to shreds.
And also, his shotgun got hugely buffed and is really strong and annoying. And also, he provides armor for everyone, so that's cool.
There's just so many more ways you can play in Overwatch that it doesn't feel... It feels like it took some inspirations from TF2, but it doesn't feel like it was a carbon copy.
It just from the trailer, it looked like TF2.
It
like,
does. Everyone said it was Blizzard's TF2.
Like I could
But
smell the
when you
TF2
actually start
resonating
to play
from
the
it.
game, you can tell that there are a lot of differences. Like, I have about... Actually, I can check now in a second. I have 214 hours in TF2. I've played a lot of TF2. And I've also played a lot of Overwatch. Like, I think I've put in 40 hours now. And I can tell you that Pharah and the Soldier, by the way, both are rocket launcher users, are very different because Pharah's rockets fire at a slower projectile rate, so you have to be more predictive with where your shots go. And she also has the ability to stay in the air longer, plus she also has, as one of her abilities, the ability to like knock people away without actually damaging them. So potentially you can just like shoot them out into the air with that non-damaging shot and then get air shots with direct hits. And while they're confused and confuzzled and like going all over the place, you just kill them. Obviously, you have to be very skilled and be able to predict where they're going to move. but it's still pretty awesome like that. And there are also
So obviously
characters-
this is well, okay, never mind.
There are also characters who rely more on abilities than just straight up bang bang shoot shoot, and the vice versa. For instance, a character that very much relies on their abilities is someone like Reinhardt, who is this big tanky guy who puts up a shield for his teammates. And one of his abilities is that he charges forward into the enemy, so he could potentially take out someone who's like a stationary turret and just bring them into the fight or out of the fight with just like one move, and that's his like kingpin. While other characters, for instance Reaper, relies very heavily on his ability to be able to shoot people and shoot them very good, because one of his abilities is just like a long-range teleport, which is very slow, and if an enemy sees you teleporting in, then you're probably gonna die. His other ability is just something to get him out of fights. Like, none of his abilities deal damage, so the only way you can deal damage is with his shotguns.
Shoot people.
How descriptive.
Except the fucking ult that literally does a lot of fucking damage.
That is... I'm talking like base abilities here, not ultimates.
That's still an ability, though. You should, you know...
Base abilities, not ultimates.
You didn't preference that first, so...
Well,
like a dick.
to get your ultimate, you kind of need it. Actually, you could... Technically,
No,
you could just wait.
take damage.
You also... Dealing damage gets you it faster, is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, basically, you
Alright.
gotta really be able to aim with his shotguns, because, especially on the smaller characters, they are really hard to hit. Like, a lot of characters in the game are difficult to hit, and it very much rewards you for your shooting skill. Can you guys hear me right now?
Yeah, we're just choosing to be quiet. I'm actually just flipping through my phone.
I think I may have cut out there for a second. Anyway, Overwatch. It's not very much like TF2. There are similarities, but Overwatch also has no reliance on ammo drops. It's purely like you can reload whenever you want, which I prefer.
And there's also, like, the secondaries are a lot more, like, there, but not... Like, they're not there, they're just kind of there. No one uses them.
They're not
I
there,
mean-
they're there.
Mercy is a very peculiar...
Unless your character
case.
doesn't have a fucking main weapon.
I mean, the thing with Mercy is that she can either
Her weapon
give
is fucking the heal. Well, it's the same
She
thing with
can
the fucking medic in TF2. It's essentially the same thing. Like, you have a healing gun, you can't use that to attack.
Yes, but it's more extreme with Mercy because in TF2 you have no way of helping your ally deal damage while you're, on them. But with Mercy,
Yeah,
you
you
can have
do.
you can have your ally deal 20% more damage, or you can take out your
Shit.
pistol and deal more damage that way. So it's
Uber.
really that just
Yeah,
is
Uber.
invincibility, not damage.
The fucking Blitzkrieg!
Yeah.
That gives crits, right?
Yeah, it's essentially enhanced damage by a fuck ton.
Yes, but
It's pure crits. You basically
you
the
get
duration,
that extra
all your shots are
damage out?
crits.
can you get that extra damage out at any time, at any point?
Medic can fucking reduce types of damage intake.
Yes,
like,
but that
you can
doesn't
set
give
with one of
damage.
them.
What I'm trying to say
It's a
here is
flip
that
side, motherfucker.
What I'm trying to say here is that Mercy has many choices. Like, if she trusts her teammate enough, she can keep getting on to that teammate and have them deal more damage. I think
Here's
20%.
what I feel the biggest
The
difference
value.
between TF2 and Overwatch is right now. Whereas Overwatch may have a lot of characters, I don't know how fast we're going to be seeing them come into the game. Whereas the difference between that and TF2 is TF2 has only had 9 characters this whole time, but has chosen to give them different weapons. And those different weapons do, like we see with the Blitzkrieg and the fucking normal Uber, they're highly different. One's a very defensive, one's highly offensive. That's how they fucking flesh out their characters without making a fuck ton of them. Overwatch appears to not have that. It appears it's going to go down the route of these characters are going to have one thing and that's it. We can change how they look, but we're not going to change how they play.
Yes, but also, Overwatch is a very switch-heavy game. For instance...
So is TF2.
Not in competitive TF2. In competitive TF2, you get one of each class, and that's your team.
Well, I don't really fucking care for competitive. That's not standard.
I mean,
none of us are
TF2
competitive.
I mean, I kind of am.
I don't know if competitive TF2 is a thing,
It
to be honest.
It got pretty big, but then Valve were like, oh, hey, we're adding a ranked mode, and then they never added it into TF2, and people were like, what the fuck? And that's kind of when...
I'll tell you why, because they saw Dota and they saw CSGO. I don't know if CSGO was the thing at that point, but basically what would have been CSGO, and they said, no.
They did support it for a while, but then they just didn't follow up, and that's kind of why the community died.
The worst part about Dota and the worst part about CSGO is the broken-ass ranked matchmaking. Hey, here's this thing that says you're this skillful. Wait, why are you making another account? Wait, why are you helping people stomp by dwarfing? Wait, what are you doing? Stop. Oh, jeez, we fucked up. It's bad because it makes you fucking play at a specific skill level. Problem is, people who are better tend to, sometimes even for hire, just help out smaller people, and that's bullshit. It was a rampant problem in CSGO where people would fucking pay off people to fucking dwarf. Because the difference between a fucking new player and, like, a gold whatever the fuck is, like, an inhuman Twitch time. It's like you can't even see it as a new player. So it kind of fucks up. And the Dota is no better where you have MMR and, like, you may progressively get better by yourself, but Dota is a team game, so you getting better doesn't fucking matter, because if your team is shit, you're shit. Dota is basically, like, at low levels, a dice roll of if you get a decent team or not.
I can see that, yeah. The reason why I bring up that Overwatch is a very switch-heavy game is that any character can beat any character in one-on-one combat, but some characters have more synergy with others and are able to counter others more easily. For instance...
That doesn't seem any different.
Basically, do their thing better.
Basically, you just quoted TF2. If you had not said Overwatch, I would have told you TF2.
The reason I say this is because...
This being said, I don't actually care much for TF2.
Let's say that your opponent has 3 tanks, and you're playing something like a Tracer. She is good
Scout?
Kinda, yeah.
Versus 3 heavies?
Yes, but the thing is...
No, just you on. I want to hear your scenario.
Alright, Tracer is very good at getting in and out of scenarios very easily, but she doesn't deal much damage. Like, she can ping off enemies, but it's not like a whole, like, you can take your enemy down quickly. That's what Reaper is for with his shotguns. He can get in there, bang, bang, and then get out. And be able to take them down more quickly. Like, Tracer's more of a spy, actually, than a, scout.
Nah, I'd say she's purely a scout.
Nope. You have not played her as much as I have.
Here's the thing, though. Fucking, I just took that whole scenario you just said, and, like, that entirely fucking equates to TF2. There's no difference. That being said, they feel like different games, but the gameplay is not different.
I mean, of course there are going to be some similarities. Like,
the whole thing is similar.
They're both character shooting games where you shoot characters.
We're really talking about here, they're both first-person shooters, and first-person shooters are always going to have
They're both class-based first-person shooters with different levels of customability, one having some, one having none. And they have very, very similar playing characters, such as Scout and Tracer. Fucking characters that counter other characters, and certain characters that work better with certain characters, such as combos and fucking versus and all that bullshit. It's the same thing.
That's the one thing.
You're not proving anything.
That's the one thing I don't like. Like, first-person shooters are cool. They're a decent game type. The one thing I don't like is just that they're effectively all the same thing, and they're just trying to sell you on something. Like, this is what we do. Please don't. Please no. Good at it.
I mean, well, like, every FPS is similar in, like, oh, it's in first-person mode. Yeah, they all do is try to sell you.
Yeah, but, like, that's the fucking lazy man's reasoning. You know, you can, like, they're all different. But if you look closer and then see those similarities, that's where you can make that fucking, that's where you can start saying stuff.
Say stuff about what, though?
The similarities. You don't just go, oh, okay, this is a, first-person shooter. Oh, it's made on the computer. You don't go fucking making those, comparisons because they're not necessary. Focus on what is necessary to compare and contrast things.
I'm not really getting your point here.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck off.
No,
hey, Nick, how's the rest of your week?
That's right.
Fucking do. What else did you fucking do? No, you didn't do anything. I said you would get more. I didn't say you'd get this much shit. So we're fucking moving on.
All right, Chris,
right?
what'd you do?
Fucking, we're moving on. Ian, you just came. So what did you do this week?
All right, I guess so.
I did the ACT test earlier today.
Oh, that must have been fun.
Good job.
Oh man.
Saturday testing is never fun. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, it was boring.
So yeah, I forgot to do this earlier, but to date this is now it's the 4th of fucking April.
What?
No, it's the 10th of April. What the fuck?
What's wrong with you?
What is happening?
It's the 10th of April. I looked at the
How did
like
you
I'm.
screw that
I've been
up?
confused because
What?
I've been looking at fucking like European stuff, and they have their fucking calendars different. And no, they do it day, month, year, which makes sense.
Oh.
So like, oh yeah, 4/10/2016, but that doesn't work like that. No,
Americans
it is.
gotta be fucking weird.
We do it weird. I fully believe that Europe is doing it right.
I mean,
Okay.
considering we're still using like inches and feet and like all that, yeah.
Alright.
This may not be the most American thing to say, but I want to go to whatever the fuck they're using because then it'd be really fucking easy.
Okay.
Mm.
Ian,
I
did
will
do
find
anything else?
you, and I will make you American again.
Oh gosh, no.
Did you do anything
Do
else
you
of
understand, boy? You must squeal
not
like
really.
a
I've
pig.
incurred the wrath of TLG.
Okay. Alright. So
So I'm
that
assuming
was-
Ian didn't do anything else.
You tried not to fail high school.
Yep.
All right,
Yep.
There
Chris,
you go.
what'd you do?
See, Nick,
Good job.
take an example from Ian and just have like 5 words, please.
Well, the thing is, I do more stuff than Ian, so
No, stop talking.
you-
Stop talking. You weren't supposed to keep talking. Like I said, take an example.
You asked
All
me
right.
a question
No,
and
no,
then
no,
want
no,
me
shh, shh,
to
shh.
not engage in the conversation. What?
Shush, child.
Shush,
Chris?
child.
Chris,
Yeah. Yeah.
you may go.
Okay. I didn't do a whole lot because I didn't do a whole lot. Like I barely did the anime homework, and I watched the first episode due to basically time constraints because I had to get a PowerPoint for English, and I had to get a paper for you.
Understandable.
Yeah.
So I had to do those, and so I only got to watch the first episode, which was okay. But yeah,
Well,
Oh,
the
Should've s-
only other thing I did was
damn. Then
As
we
I
can't
usually
talk about the second episode.
as I usually do, I don't give a fuck I don't give a fuck about spoilers, alright? You fucking
Alright,
you can spoil the fucking ending. I don't give a
so
fuck.
Ian, did you do your anime
Hold on.
homework?
Well, he's still going on his week.
I'm not done yet. I'm
I'm
not done yet.
Kind of
alright?
figured.
So, the only other thing I did was, as I usually do, I perused the Yu-Gi-Oh subreddit, and I found out that yesterday they released the new ban list.
We talked
Oh,
about
yeah.
this, yeah. Me and Nick did. That was an Eyes Restrict, whatever it's fucking called. It's no longer banned.
The ban
Finally.
list is so bad.
I'm surprised they hit Upstart and Chicken Game. Like, why?
I
I know
mean,
why, but
it's understandable because those are splashable and so easy, and
Yeah.
also it hurts. It also basically kills the Monarch FTK first string kill.
I
but-
remember that very well.
But what they did, they didn't actually help the game state. They hit some decks which are unnecessarily hit. we're
Draco Pals.
Hey,
especially-
fuck
Draco
all
Ball-
you pendulums!
Draco Pals deserve.
I mean,
it
yeah.
because they were first Pepe, and Pepe was super fucking powerful. Apparently, I'm not sure.
I'll tell you what,
what.
I have no problem with this ban list. It hits everything I don't like, pretty much. Except Grados, except Super Mecha Quantums, except...
Yeah, but then you start fighting. But the only thing that this thing did is it paved the way for 2 decks. All right, 2
What?
decks are now going to. They barely with the I think they either limited or semi-limited emergency teleport, which is a barely like a slap.
yeah.
Which is barely a slap on the wrist for a deck called Cosmos, alright?
Yep.
Oh, fuck.
Cosmos, alright? Those things still exist.
Did
I
you
forgot about this.
you forgot.
And they barely did anything to Monarchs, alright?
I'm actually starting to like Monarch, so...
Monarchs,
Oh yeah, he made him alright.
Monarchs didn't get anything that was specifically theirs hit. You don't see pantheism up there. No domain, no Erebus, no Aether.
I don't know any of their
Nothing
names.
None of the Monarchs or their spells and traps are up there, so it's kind of like, fuck.
And you know what's gonna happen? Everyone's gonna go out and buy those cards for their decks, and then in the next ban list, after they've reprinted those cards and, you know, made them more available, they're gonna be like, hey, remember those cards you just got? Yeah, they're banned.
The thing is,
Well, that's what the fuck. That's the life of a meta motherfucker.
I know, but the thing
they're
is,
very
they've been...
spotty, though. I mean, they're very spotty when they release the ban lists, though. Ban lists used to have a set date. Like, they used to do a set date thing. Like, alright, ban list is coming up. I guess I don't buy any cards because it might be banned and I won't be able to use it. Now that there's no ban list, everyone's kind of like, do I buy the cards that I need to complete the deck? Or do I just say, fuck it, I fucking sell the deck and buy something fun that won't get hit with the ban list? So hard.
Like, this is, like, really... What's it? Involved Yu-Gi-Oh! Players. Like, people who actually go to tournaments. Like, for me as a casual player, I'm like, okay, this is basically something I can't use on Duelist Network. Whatever. I'll just go play the next fucking deck I want to play. And I have fun. I don't care about ban lists.
Oh yeah,
Because I don't fucking go and try and physically buy cards to physically go to tournaments.
Oh yeah, by the way, the rewards for tournaments are absolutely shit.
Relatively.
I
Like, you
figured.
can get an iPad, I guess, but that's not...
You can go play Yu-Gi-Oh! On it.
You do
yeah.
fucking-
They put Tellarknight Ptolemaeus in Forbidden, which...
Cool, fuck your tellers.
That was already something because that was already in the emergency list, and the emergency
know.
list was going to be integrated.
How do they fucking judge banning? Is it just, do they look at what people are playing?
Basically, they look
Okay.
at the state of the game, and they try to hit cards that are making the game unhealthy.
So, if everyone just started playing Dark Scorpions, do you think we could get those banned?
Yes, but the problem is Dark Scorpions have been power crept so hard that they're never going to be on the ban list. But the problem, hold on. Problem is the way that they're abusing the power of the ban list though to push new product.
I don't mind.
Like, so, well, you do mind because it actually hurt you, by the way. Like the last ban list, which was in November.
It got rid of Construct, so what?
They got rid of Construct to push new product.
And I expanded my
Everything
horizons
was-
beyond Shadows. I now like
Everything was-
Gladiator Beasts.
Those are fucking those. Oh, you fuck your gladiator beast. But they banned it. They got rid of it because all the new shit that was coming up is all special summon shit. So like,
That's the entire meta for like a year. Especially, I don't even know how long. I haven't been playing Yu-Gi-Oh that long. But from what I can tell, every new thing that comes out is like, hey, it heavily revolves around extra deck or special summons.
I mean, monarchs would like to have
Like
a word.
everything.
Monarch.
When was the last time you fucking played a deck that only summoned one monster a turn?
Me.
I mean, I played Gradles.
Oh, one monster return? Oh.
Gradles.
Basically. Maybe an effect from the monster that's like, hey, special summon one of these things. But, like,
Very
barely.
rarely.
Yeah, it's completely, the meta's completely gone. So Construct was already insanely acinine. I recognized it as soon as I fucking played it. I already knew it was gone.
That and it had to be. Well, I mean, people online agree that at most it should have at least been limited because fucking there's so many ways.
What's your take on this, TLG?
As you're an
I'm
Yu-Gi-Oh player.
I'm just. Wow.
What do you think of the new ban list?
I mean, they did hit
Wait.
some of your favorite cards. Like Wavering Eyes. which is now forbidden.
Is this forbidden? That's not fun.
I think he's just overwhelmed at this point. Oh yeah, Dark Magician of Chaos.
Did they get rid of Blue Eyes White Dragon?
No,
Blue Eyes is still around. But
Then
there's new support for that.
Like, the one hit that everyone is very, very not liking is Wisdom Eye Magician got limited, which is complete shite. Like, that should not have happened. The magicians are not that great. But they put the new ban list out. People are sad. Blah 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 blah.
All right. So, does anyone else have anything of importance to talk to before we get to business things?
Does Hearthstone actually have a ban list?
It will soon. There will be 2 formats, Wild and Standard. Standard will basically omit everything in Nox Ramus and Goblins vs. Gnomes. So that will be all the banned cards.
That's stupid.
Especially, they're just going by. They're not going to go pick okay, this is too powerful because people would complain. So they're just saying, yeah, whole expansions get fucked.
Also, they're going to be changing some of the classic cards. Classic being the cards that will be in every format, no matter what. You will be able to get those cards. For instance,
I'm curious because they have a fucking history of destroying the use of cards.
Yeah. For instance, there is most likely going to be change with BGH because BGH stops everything with 7 or higher attack from being played.
Which
you
is
got
necessary.
that out? Cool. Bang, dead. Yeah, which is
the problem is you can only have 2 of them, and no one runs 2 of them anyway. But you can only have 2 of them in a deck.
You only need 1 really to get tempo back because of its high attack. Also,
but I mean, if you're gonna play a fucking Dr. Boom, that's already insane tempo. If you're gonna mind control a huge minion, that's insane tempo. You need that anti-tempo.
The BGH is that anti-tempo.
And BGH doesn't even completely get tempo back. It's just a small band-aid in some situations.
But the thing
when they play a BGH. I mean, when they play a tempo, fucking Dr. Boom.
The thing with BGH though is that it has 4 attack instead
4
of
2.
2. Yeah, that high attack allows it to trade up in most circumstances. Oh, you have 2 very high cost monsters that both have a lot of health. Okay. Kill that one with 7 or higher attack, and then, oh look, I can deal 4 damage to the other one, and most likely kill it with just a dark
Well, not
ball.
that turn, unless you somehow give it charge.
I mean, the next turn, you'll then be able to just, run it into something.
I honestly thought Yig Game was one of the more balanced cards throughout the whole thing. So I don't know what they're going to change on him. Hey, if they change it to 6 or above, I'll be super happy.
Also, cards like Force of Nature and Savage Roar, they're going to change Force of Nature, I believe.
Basically, because Druid throughout the years has had the same deck forever.
Yeah. Druids have had very slight variations on having Force of Nature or Savage Roar, which, by the way, can deal 21 damage in, 1 turn.
Oh yeah, Ian. You're a fucking Shaman mainer. You main Shaman.
Yeah.
Have you read any of the new cards that are coming out for Shaman?
No.
Basically, he's becoming super powerful.
Yeah, mid-range Shaman, Control Shaman, although Rush Shaman is still going to be a thing because most of the good Shaman cards have come from Adventure... what the fuck?
League of Explorers?
League of Explorers, thank you. And the Grand Tournament, Healing Wave, for instance. And also Whispers of the Old Gods. The main bulk of their good cards have come from those 3 expansions.
Hey, TLG, do you play Hearthstone, or do you still understand anything we're talking about?
I'm learning.
Maybe we should talk about something else.
Anime!
Oh god, yeah, I'm leading into something else. Yu-Gi-Oh! To Hearthstone to anime.
Yeah, and it's still something that TimeLordGamer cannot contribute. Good move.
What the fuck is coming up in terms of video games? Let's go with that.
I'm pretty sure I asked
Bravely
this before.
Second.
I thought that was released already.
In Japan.
Didn't Bravely Second have content shit get wrecked because people are shit?
Probably. But Bravely Second's coming out, I think, this week, actually? Let me check.
I don't fucking know.
I
Bravely
saw it on
waiting.
the Nintendo website.
I'm waiting for the new Kirby game to get out.
Bravely Default was a game that I was like, actually, I probably would get this game, but then I didn't have the money. I was like, well, not.
When's the new fucking Mountain Blade come out? Do you know, CLG?
I'm looking so forward to that. I think sometime in the end of this year, maybe early next year.
That game
Let me
looked
look
good.
it up.
Like that game, like do any of you guys besides TLG play Mountain Blade?
I have played Mountain Blade and Mountain Blade with Fire and Sword. Yes.
So for anyone who doesn't know, Mountain Blade is like just like a combat game where you run around. Well, it's combat. Ugh. It's basically like an old medieval timey. Like you are just like a warrior on horseback, and you go and fight shit. And there's some political things you can do and whatnot. And the combat's always been really good because it goes into like an open field. You can lead an army and all that bullshit. It's great. The new one,
it's like an early version of Skyrim.
Damn it, cat! One moment, my cat's clawing my hands.
Good job, cat.
And this is why he's on the podcast.
I'm on you, damn cat. You are not behind my computer screen anymore. Go
But
away.
either way,
Yeah.
Mountain Blade, the new one coming out, looks really fucking good because people have always had like problems with like the graphics and all that, and the gameplay got better. But this thing looks really fucking good.
There's a little copy.
It's beautiful.
Invite leak thing. Other people can join the call.
Have they announced a new Elder Scrolls or anything? Hinted anything?
There's an Elder
they're
Scrolls
hinting at the
Online expansion
release
coming out.
Elder Scrolls Online. You know that
Everyone's
game.
favorite Elder Scrolls game.
Oh god.
1 second. I'll be right
This
back.
guy just pulled out Leroy
Alright.
Jenkins.
Why are you playing
Are
Hearthstone?
you playing Hearthstone?
Have you not noticed?
You fucking didn't notice? Look at the fucking.
Anyway,
How
this
did you
guy,
not notice?
I have curse
this guy pulled out
minimized
Leroy
most of the
Jenkins
time.
on the second turn.
Blabber blabber, make noise.
All right.
Anyway,
well,
yes, Bravely Second is coming out this week on the 15th, and that's something I want to get.
All right.
but you're not gonna pre-order it. But then again, it's not a game that was like super
not-
crazy.
It's not even available for pre-order.
I don't know why it would be.
Like, it's sold out for the pre-orders anyway.
Oh,
So you're like, I'm gonna get this game in a couple weeks when they finally get more.
Like, I think the Fire Emblem Fates Special Edition is still also, like, not available. Yeah, it's still not available anywhere. Regular version's fine, but the
no betting though.
the Special Edition's just like, nope. Oh, a version of it was available on March 2nd. Now in stock.net/radiogame/game/Fire Emblem Fates. Thank you for that.
Sorry,
Alright.
duty called and I answered.
Alright.
Alright, what else is there?
Did you beat up the bad guys?
Not much.
Yes. They were,
Did you
they
kill
were,
the Nazis?
they were brutally killed and raped. No
Oh,
survivors.
That's a thing.
What's with the raping part, bro?
It's a Viking.
What about Vikings?
Apparently you are.
Pokemon's 20th anniversary shit is going, and they're giving out another new Pokemon.
Oh, what is it?
They're
I
giving
don't
out
care.
they're giving out Jirachi the Wishmaker.
They didn't already do Jirachi? I thought they already did that.
They did that. They did that a lot. They're just releasing new one. They're just re-releasing it because it's the 20th anniversary. So every month they release a new Pokemon.
Hmm.
There's a great story behind Jirachi that I have. It's fucking great.
Oh. Fucking... Oh, well, you want to do that then? Talk
Yeah,
about
but-
this?
Story. So they did an event a long while ago for the 4th generation games, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. So I got a Jirachi. I got it like early in the morning because this is like before it was like, this is like before staying up to like 3-4 in the morning. Why not? This is when I was young, so I was just like, cool, I have Jirachi now, and it came at level 5, and I was like, all right, I am going to train this sucker up. And I was also supposed to be going to a friend's house that day, so fuck it. I get Jirachi. I go to the place, get Jirachi, go to my friend's house, and we played stuff. But I was like, I just continued to play on my DS, and by near the end of that day, the the Jirachi I had, which was at level 5, was like level 90.
Jesus Christ.
Damn.
I played way too much at a friend, and I was at a friend's house too to make this further make this worse. Hey, yeah, he was like, "Hey, you want to play stuff? Yeah, sure. I'm just gonna play my Pokemon while we're doing it." And
Just let me get the next 15 levels on this.
makes it even worse is that same friend I like in Diamond and Pearl there was like a Pokemon Spirit Tomb, and Spirit Tomb was stupidly hard to get. One of the ways to get him was talking to like 21 people underground.
Oh, that was pain in the ass.
But you could cheese it by talking to the same person. You just had to enter in your house. So I also did that at the same friend's house using his DS. It was really bad. I sat there. I was like, "Hey, can I use your DS for a thing? I'm gonna do this really quickly." And I sat there for like a good hour, talking to the same person, trying to get Spirit Tomb. Did get it though.
I really wish I knew that you could do that.
Well, anyway.
So many.
So in other gaming stuff, the Fallout DLC came out.
Yes, Automatron is fantastic.
I was going to ask, have you played it? But I guess you have, because I haven't played it yet, because I don't have it.
It's really good. Okay, Did you already buy the season pass?
I didn't buy the season pass.
Oh, well, then I would wait for the Game of the Year edition, because if you bought the season pass before it became expensive, it was worth it. My review on it is that it's disappointing mission-wise. I wore the Silver Shroud armor, which is supposed to give you special dialogue, but it didn't, so I don't know what's up with that.
It's news.
It kind of felt a little bit underpowered. I wish the mechanist could, like here, should I spoil a little bit? Like just a little? Or not?
We can throw up a spoiler warning in editing, so yeah.
I'll put it up right now.
Okay, so
hold on a second. Nick's
Alright,
actually going to put up just a spoiler warning. Okay.
Yeah, it's up. When that goes away, you can go thrown back in. Do it.
So in the end, you beat the mechanist by breaking into his lair and killing him in his lair. What I wish they would have done is, I wish it would have stretched out the DLC so that the mechanist would escape his lair and goes up to another lair and you have to find that. Because it felt a little too short, personally.
I assume you had, there's no max level, but a high level character doing it, though.
Yeah.
So that might be why. What level does the fucking DLC start? What level does it, say? They always, in Fallout, say, we recommend you do this at this level. Yeah, so that might also be why.
I just wish they made it longer. Building robots are cool, but you could already do that with mods, so...
So I want to ask you something. What gender is your character?
Hey, but
Male.
Spoilers are done, yay.
What?
Male.
So your character's male. I chose male as well, and I wholeheartedly regret doing so.
Why?
Why?
Because in the Fallout series, there's a perk called... I think it's different for each gender, but basically, I don't remember what the name is, but basically the perk lets you have more successful, or maybe new dialogue for when you're talking to someone of the opposite sex. Or when you're fighting... There's another one where you're fighting someone of the opposite sex. Thing is, I thought, so it shouldn't really matter what gender I take. Turns out, you talk to a lot of fucking dudes in that game. There's, no women you talk to. I rarely found myself talking to women, and I never got a prompt to use the fucking perk I had. So I'm like, next time I play this game, I'm going to take a woman, because every main character is a fucking dude. So that's just going to help a lot. Whenever I have to convince someone of anything, whenever I have to fucking, bribe someone for anything, that's just going to be so much better. As well as you fight a lot of fucking dudes. There's so many more... I found to be a lot more male enemies than female enemies, so it's that perk was entirely useless to me. Also...
Lady Killer and Black Widow?
That one, yeah. Also, fucking, have you seen the list of recognizable names by fucking, what's his name? Fuck.
Podsworth?
Podsworth. Fucking
Yeah.
Boobies is one of the names he knows.
What was it?
Yep. I think Tits as well. It's like the amount of names is surprising, and the amount of obscene ones is even more surprising.
Isn't that the robot that will tell you back your name?
Yeah.
If it's
He'll call you Miss Boobies or something if you want him to.
That's nice.
It is great.
I have actual access to the game. I just haven't ever played it. Like I've had access since January, and I'm just kind of
Play it.
I have not finished the game because my computer is it's now becoming extremely dated. Like my graphics card is a 660M, which for those of you who don't know, fucking NVIDIA 660 is not up to date in any sense, and the 660M is the mobile version, which is even worse.
Which is what he has.
Which is why I'm fucking now going to get a job and like I'm getting a fucking Titan. Screw everybody.
I saw you play it. It didn't look that bad and unplayable.
Huh?
Yeah, I saw you play it at school once. It didn't
Oh
look
yeah, I
that
played it
bad.
once. It was pretty choppy. Like it's okay at some points, but it gets pretty choppy at points. It's like I can't enjoy this completely. So I've been holding off. I'm like, as soon as I get that Titan, I'm gonna restart a new game. It's like glorious 60 FPS, and I'm gonna take a woman for that perk. It's gonna be amazing.
Finally gonna join
It'd be
that
funny
PC
if once
Master
you pick a
Race.
woman, all the male characters turn into females.
God damn it, that would be horrible.
That would be great. On a different, on a kind of same note, like, what do you choose your character to be when it doesn't actually affect the game at all?
Female.
It
Do you
depends.
choose female? Okay.
Mainly because if it's a third-person game, I kind of care. If it's first-person, strictly, I don't give a shit.
If it's a game where you can very heavily customize your character, I choose female because I love red, short hair. Like, if you got that, it's done. Said and done.
But what if you can put that on a dude?
I don't... Like, I will sometimes pick males because I like making, like, little anime cat boys as well.
The fuck?
Okay. All right.
And
Ian,
and if there's not much customization, I pick male as well. Because...
Ian, what do you do?
Straight male.
Also, I really don't like having big breasts on a female character. Go ahead.
Ian, what do you choose?
Male.
Generally.
TLG?
Male? Yeah.
I pick male Arnold Schwarzenegger type.
Like 100% of the
Literally,
time?
take a look at my...
The
Yeah.
buff guy.
Alright.
Blah, blah.
I heard one thing. I heard like one saying a few years ago, and it completely changed how I looked at it. Because before I would just straight go male as well. It's like, when you're playing a third-person game, isn't it just so much better to look at a woman's behind rather than some weird muscly dudes? I'm like, wait, that's right.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, you know, that's the thing. It's just like, again, with what Nick brought up. Like, if it's like a third-person game or a game where you're going to constantly see your character, like a Mass Effect or Dragon Age, choosing a female character is probably the better of the option. But
Dude, my characters in Guild Wars are very pretty. I put a lot of money into doing so.
but you know, I flip flop based pretty much on the game. Like,
It also, like, if it's, like, overwhelming, like, there's sometimes, like, theme, and it's, like, it makes so much more sense to have, like, a big burly dude be, like, the magic defender dude. Like, if I have a guardian guy, it's like, okay, I'll make it a male, because that just makes a lot more sense in my head.
Well, so, me and Iggy over here have played a lot of MMOs together. Most of them have ended in not ever being finished. But others...
We haven't finished anything. You don't finish an MMO,
I mean,
dude.
technically, well, played to a degree where we know... Like, played to a degree where we've got to the end game.
Finishing an MMO to get to the end game requires a long while.
We've never gotten
like,
to an end game, dude.
You need to.
I mean,
like,
we have in Warframe, but besides that, not much.
Okay, Warframe.
So, of all the characters, how many have we made female compared to male?
Oh gosh, I want to say. Well, I was gonna say like
Like,
I'm gonna say the ratio is probably 3 to 4, female to male.
yeah, like most of the time we've picked female because we just have to be.
There's
honest.
some cases like in Devilian where we didn't really have a choice, but
Yeah,
and then there's stuff like DFO where it's like it physically made a difference whether or not you chose a female or male because they have different skills.
yeah, which makes sense for the characters as well. Which
But
is
when it
nice.
didn't matter, it was usually female.
It was mostly female, yeah.
Like Terra, like Vindictus,
Firefall.
fucking.
Firefall was the
Firefall.
worst. Like,
Oh,
it was just 2 hours of not knowing what's going on and just random bullshit.
hey, Captain,
It
you need to
was-
go to the objective, Captain.
Oh yes, Captain, I will go. That was the best thing about it. Like, the one like Captain lady was just that. And that's basically what got us through the 2 hours. Like, Captain, we must
Dude,
go to the
I don't know if
Captain.
we've told this story before,
I don't
but
think
we played
have.
Firefall to great
did.
disappointment. Oh, we
You
did?
did.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, well-
No, already know.
Reference to the character creation, we both made females, and we both made the exact same females. By the way.
Oh, yeah.
Like, same hair
Out of all the
color, same body type, same everything.
There was a slight difference in eye color, I think.
I think yours was a bit lighter, yes. But
You
besides
fucking
that,
know.
everything else was the same. This
Yeah.
was mainly due to the game having like limited character customization, but still, like everything was the same.
Here's a little.
How
fun
about
fact.
that World of Warcraft character customization?
Oh god.
World of Warcraft was another one we did not enjoy that much.
I don't know which was worse, WoW or Firefall.
I actually am okay with WoW. Like, I've even been
I mean,
thinking, like, I kind of want to
WoW-
go back to, like, the high-level character I had.
WoW at least picked up at the end, but Firefall
As
was
soon
just
as
like
you-
a slog.
As soon as you stop playing WoW to play WoW, you have fun.
Yeah, like once you got into once we got to level 15 and started going in dungeons, it got a hell of a lot better.
But
But
straight leveling up to that point was literally 6 hours of hell.
We chose Draenei, by the way, which
Which,
I don't
by
know
the
why
way-
you let me do that.
I don't know, that was like the worst storyline ever. But by the way, fucking Hearthstone has this thing where when you hit level 20 with a character, you get a new character in Hearthstone for the Paladin. It's Lady Liadra.
Theodric. Yeah.
Liadra. And it's cool because it's like a golden character and it has the new hero power animation where like
Cool fact.
yeah. So I was like, okay, let's just go play WoW and do that, and it was a horrible mistake.
Took like 6 hours.
Granted, if I had not taken you with me, I would have been done in like 4 hours.
If you had
You know what?
not let me pick Draenei, we would have been done in even less time.
Yeah, I mean, dwarves are fun. The fucking gnomes are pretty interesting. Pandarians have a very good area. You fucking chose the worst one.
Why did you let me choose? You know I know
for-
nothing about WoW.
I never played Draenei before. It could have been okay. You fucked up. How many people here actually have experience with World of Warcraft?
Me.
I don't.
Barely. Barely.
No,
You know they're
no,
making a
it's-
Warcraft movie, right? I don't
Yeah,
know if
comes
it's
out this year.
I don't know if it's based on World of Warcraft or the Warcraft games.
From the trailer, it was from the games, I think. Either way, actually, you know what? Fucking, what's really interesting about World of Warcraft is that I don't like its gameplay all that much, but it does have some very good lore.
And cinematics.
Like, have you ever, like, Disguised Toast is a Hearthstone channel. He does anything from coverage of pros to his own stuff. And he has a lore video based off the Old Gods and Thrall, and they're both very compelling and interesting videos. That's just it. World of Warcraft has very good lore in it, which almost makes me want to keep playing, but I don't want to go through the bullshit.
And there's also so much to go through.
That's an interesting question. What game has the best story to you? This is just an open question to everyone.
Oh.
The best story.
Oh no.
Best story.
Why would you
I'll-
ask this?
Paper
I can
Mario.
go. I'll go fucking Mario. Did you say Mario?
Paper Mario.
That's not
Which
bad.
one? 1000 Year or original?
Wait, the Thousand Year Door is the original.
No.
I think that it's
there
not the
was-
original.
There was Paper Mario for the N64.
Yeah. Thousand Year Door, though,
Door.
for the GameCube, is a very good game.
Yes. That's many people's favorite in the series, and mine as well.
Like, yeah, I'm emulating that bullshit. I have it on my computer. So I don't remember much of the story about Thousand Year Door. I just remember the gameplay being excellent.
It was the typical, go around, get the 7 stars, but every area had its own,
I remember the controversy about, like, the tranny ghost. Well, do you want to expand on... Do you remember the fucking female ghost companion that you got was a dude in the Japanese version?
Oh.
Vivian?
Yeah, I think Vivian. Well, they get 2 ghosts, don't you? Get the fun big
there
ghost
was
and the
Vivian
one small
and Flurry.
Yeah. And, like, in the Japanese one, they refer to it as, like, a woman who had changed her... Or a man who changed his gender. And then I think in the American version, they said, fuck that, we're just going to make her a girl straight out.
I can see that, like the slender body type and the, yeah, I can see
Well, yeah, that was the point. That was where it all sprung out from. Yeah. Do you have any explicit reason as to why Thousand Year Door would be the game with the best story to you?
Well, okay. The games I have played... wait, no. No. Who knows the game Tarzan Unlimited?
Oh,
Tarzan Unlimited.
go on.
It's essentially a sequel to the movie Tarzan,
Wait, what?
except much better.
But isn't there already a sequel to Tarzan?
Is there?
Pretty sure there's multiple.
There
I'm
is.
pretty sure there's multiple.
Oh, weird. I never knew
Well,
that.
if you count the animated series, there's a bunch of sequels.
There was an animated series. Holy shit.
Anyway, go on.
It was a really
Guilty.
good game. It was a really well put together game, which is shocking because usually, movie tie-in games suck. But the story was very well. It could stand alone. In fact, I played the game before I watched the movie. It was that good.
Huh.
And yeah, it's a very good standalone movie, and standalone game. Sorry, it was a very good standalone game, and I like it. It was good.
Alright.
Let's see, any other games? Star Wars Battlefront 2, not really.
Does it have a story? How about the new Battlefront? Does that have a story?
Nope. No. Not even, no.
Alright.
no.
Well, let's just keep this up an open letter. Anyone else have anything? Ian, what would you say?
What was the
Alright, I'm
question
back.
again?
Basically,
happening?
what's the best story you found in a game? What game has the best story?
That is tricky.
I mean, I imagine for you, you'd probably say Undertale.
Yeah, Undertale does have a great story.
Supposedly. Supposedly.
You haven't played it. Sounds good.
Nope, I'm not going to comment because I haven't played it. I'm going to go fucking buy that game when it's on sale, play through it, and then give my criticism because fuck everyone who says criticisms, I'm biased.
All right,
On a
Chris.
bias.
What the fuck? What's happening?
Basically that question, like, what video game has the best story to you?
Fucking, I don't know.
All right.
Yeah,
you wanna
I don't
come-
know.
Still,
I haven't really
thinking
played a whole lot of games
So
per se.
Pokemon.
What
I've
Gundam
played a
game has
lot
the
of
best story?
I've played a lot of Pokemon games, and I can tell you the story isn't great. The story is not. It's interesting. It's interesting, but all it boils down to is you're a kid who manages to foil.
You're a kid,
plot
you're a
to-
squid, you're a kid, you're a
You're a
squid.
squid.
You're a kid,
You're a
man.
squid.
You're a kid who manages to spoil a plot by some evil organization, and you
By happening to be in the right place at the right time.
basically that and your Pokemon are fucking stronger or whatever. So I've played a ton of those. I haven't really played a whole lot of other games. Like I played not the
Awakening.
Like-
A Fire Emblem.
I played Awakening. That was something. I've played a couple of other DS games, but I haven't really played a whole lot of actually story-based games. The only game I ever played with like an actual the only game. I think it might have been. I think this might have also been the only game I've ever completed that wasn't a mobile game. Was like fucking Skyrim. That was something.
Skyrim had a story. No one plays it for the story.
Well, no one plays it for the story.
Well,
it's better than any Pokemon.
Well, okay. Well, past the first time you play Skyrim, you immediately the second time through how many times you play the game, it's like everyone does the same thing. They're like, okay, get to White One, get your shouts, and then immediately fuck off and do whatever the hell you want. Like, that's how it goes through. I've had several, I think over 10 characters that had a decent time put into them. And it's done the same thing after the first one. It's just go get your shouts from the Greybeards, sometimes do a mission for them, but then it's just like, hey, go to the College of Whiterun and learn some magic, because I usually take a mage.
That was the thing with me though. Like when I played Skyrim, it was different. First character, I started going along with the story, and then I got sidetracked hard. There was too much shit. There was like, oh my god, look at all these side quests. Let's go do that. Let's go finish up these side quests, and they never ended.
Hey, you found a random pebble on the floor? Yes, you must complete a 35 quest long story about this pebble and the power and the wars it's seen.
Like that was the thing with my first character, but like every subsequent character was I just went around and did whatever the fuck I wanted. Just went around and did whatever the hell I wanted. Like, oh, there's an actual main storyline, or I could go do whatever the heck I want. There was one character. There was one character who I just made just to complete the story. I just wanted to see what the fuck would happen. That's all I basically did with that character. I finished the story, I saved the game, and I never went back to that character.
You would think that'd be a huge detriment to Skyrim, but that game is very compelling. That's a very well done game. Hey, do you want to be a vampire, werewolf, mage, thief guy? Sure, why the fuck not?
Well, you can't be vampire and werewolf.
You can!
Can?
Yeah, with the 2 DLCs that came out, it's like, in the vanilla game, it was like, okay, you can't have vampirism, which was the disease, and be a werewolf, because the werewolf blood fucking stops that from happening. But with the vampire DLC that came out, it's like, I'm a vampire now, but I can still become a werewolf because it's a fucking, like, transformation thing, as opposed to just being a disease.
Huh.
So you can have 2 transformations. Like, I am breaking everything that should be logical. And then there's all the mods. Fucking PC version of Skyrim is amazing.
I know. Okay, so I was smart, and I bought the PC version because I was smart for Skyrim. And the mods literally were like, they extended the life of the game to a much longer extent. Which
people
was
still avidly mod this game. There's a huge community that just mods it.
And it's great.
I'm gonna mod Elder Scrolls Online.
Fucking the vanilla magic was not great. Like, there was the spells, you had all the masteries, but it wasn't really that impactful. But they've had so many, like, magic mods over the time that it's like, I didn't know this engine could do this. It's great. I've had, like, I think at maximum I've had 137 mods installed in Skyrim at a time.
Wow.
Wow.
A lot of mods.
Of course, a lot of those are packaged, and they're like, they come down to singular mods, but some of them are packaged into a thing. So, but it was essentially 137 mods.
Different from everyone else here. I actually played it on a console.
I did too.
Which was still a very, very enjoyable. It was still a very, very enjoyable experience. I did play it on the PC a couple of times with mods and stuff, and I was like, "This is cool. This is cool and all," but it's like, I could feel the difference.
My main problem with fucking Skyrim is that I mod it to fuck. Like, when I first played Skyrim, it was on console, and I bought the Dragonborn DLC, and then that's when I switched over to PC, because then I had my PC. But then I started getting into mods. It's like, okay, cool. I've got over 100 mods on this now, and then I play it avidly, and then I take like a month break, and I come back and want to play Skyrim. It's like all my mods are out of date,
And then everything breaks.
and then I need to update them. So it's like I need to restart a character. So that's happened several times, and that's where I'm currently standing in it. It's like I need to update every single mod I have. So I'm just gonna wait until I want to go into a huge fucking during summer vacations. Probably when I'll do it. It's like I'll just commit myself and update every mod, and then my game will be amazing.
I don't know if this has ever been a problem for you, but like I have a friend who plays Skyrim with mods, and like his mods update and he gets new mods, and then the game breaks like half the time for him.
Oh my gosh, you won't believe how many times I've had script errors and conflicting mods. I've learned to hate that. Like any problem I have is a problem no one else has ever had, so I can never fix it. But I have gotten fairly decent at recognizing what causes a problem in Skyrim crashing.
Like I just have he just constantly is like, God damn it, and he has to fucking fix it. And I'm just like, heh.
That's the fucking, it's like every time I go back to Skyrim, it's like, okay, I'm gonna install 10 new mods in an inclusion to updating all of them. So it's like, what 10 mods just broke everything?
The previous ones, was it the new ones? Like which ones? I don't know.
It's like a Hydra. I keep cutting off heads, and more keep coming up.
So,
I think I tried to download a gun mod to Skyrim, and it just didn't work. They're not good friends.
why would you want to put guns in Skyrim? Just go play Far Cry 3.
It's like Far Cry with guns.
Far Cry with guns.
Alright.
That was the review.
Anyway,
Hold on a second. I'm uploading an image. That's cool. I didn't know this actually worked.
How hard is it? How much
There it is.
Wait.
how long would it take to actually fucking complete that game? So
Not
much
long.
you can fucking
So that's the fucking unofficial fucking cover of Skyrim.
No, but like you got all this skill tree, you got all these skill trees, and now there was like an update that they added where now you can just
You can
lick
basically
your skill
prestige.
tree. Yeah, you can just be like, all right, I want to go back down to level 1. I'll take all my skill points back and I'll level it up, effectively raising your character's level limit to infinite. So now you can obtain enough skill points.
Oh damn! I just realized I did something very bad. You know,
Is this Hearthstone? Because
yeah.
He's still playing Hearthstone.
You know
Of
the
course.
Tavern Brawl? I summoned
Yeah.
Trade Prince Gallywix.
You fool.
Guess what? You know what Trade Prince Gallywix does, right?
yeah,
And you know that all our hands are basically unstable portals, right?
Yep.
So basically, he's getting a ton of tokens.
points. Good
Oh
job.
damn!
So
Nice job keeping the conversation going. Anyway, I guess you can tell
So
that mine is.
yeah, what is yours? I'll go last, I guess.
No, you can go if you want.
No, it's I have 2, so you go fucking.
I have 3, so you go first.
All right. So, unsurprising to everyone here, my top pick is Dark Souls 1.
Oh,
The game
what a
that's
shock.
literally the only story it tells you is in the opening cutscene and basically the tutorial. That's the only story you get. However, the world fucking is amazing. And the way it tells the story of the world through the items and through the NPCs and through the enemies is goddamn genius. And you don't it's very fantasy story, but it's very good. Everything going on, how the characters interact, what your impact on the world is by going through and killing things is amazing. though you can dive very deep into the story of it, and people still don't know certain things. And as games come out, people get new theories on how everything connects, and it's quite amazing.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh my fucking gosh! Yes, the pinnacle of our generation's storyline. The other one is To the Moon. The game.
Oh,
by
that
Studios.
game!
That game, fucking great. I'm not going to spoil anything because there is something you can spoil in that, but it is an amazing story, and if you can get that game,
weird. It's a pretty amazing story, but it's a pretty. I actually want you to play.
it's kind
through
of
that.
weird to call it. It's more like a VN almost, a very interactive VN, because you just kind of go around and talk.
VN meaning visual novel.
Yeah, that's it. That's it for me. So Nick, you go.
All right, so for me, it's a three-way tie.
Oh my fucking god! You get
You get
like
2 sentences.
he gets 5 sentences for each game, so we're not gonna be here an hour.
All right, I'm gonna do one topic sentence. 3 games are Xenoblade Chronicles, Persona 4 Golden, and Fire Emblem Sacred Stones.
Dude.
Now,
Suck my sacred stones.
of course. All right, I guess I'll start with that then. So you see, Fire Emblem Sacred Stones. I love Fire Emblem games. All the strategy, all the intrigue. But what gets me even more about them is the support conversations. And for me, the support conversations in Sacred Stones were the best of like.
Oh wait,
all the games.
I have a game now. I found one.
All right, let's do it now.
Go.
No, Nick is
No,
going.
it's
Nick is-
okay, Chris. I
No,
can wait.
No.
No, we're already in the middle of Nick's. We have to. You have to fit.
Oh wait, he's okay with this? Then never mind.
All right. Well, anyway, support conversations in Sacred Stones were, in my opinion, the best of the series. I really liked them. I really thought that they were the best, especially between Ross and Garcia. Like those two, especially, were some of my favorites, and that's why I think that has the best story. Also, the villain was, which is awesome.
Oh shit!
in my
Reloading for Dark Souls 3 is now out, so I'm gonna do that really quick.
Spoilers, Nick.
It's not
Villain.
It's not a spoiler. Like they telegraph it very early on.
Okay. Oh, I mean, now they.
Reloading.
Now you made it even easier. Like people listening to this, and they go and they play that game, and they're like, "All right, which fucker's that's gonna fuck everybody? Which one of you fucks did it? Oh, I found one.
It could be Erica. It could be Ephraim. It could be Lion. It could be Seth. It could be anybody.
There's
One
some-
day in 14 hours until the release
Alright,
of Dark
so-
Souls 3.
Okay,
Alright.
so next we got Persona
Wait, but
4.
you said. Wait, hold
Oh,
on.
yeah,
You
okay.
said.
You go.
You said the support conversations were great. This is about story. We're not talking about game quality here.
Well, I mean,
I mean,
the story can be built through side conversations.
Yeah,
Like how I said with Dark Souls, like the story, like everyone said, the story begins and ends with the tutorial. Like nothing then is explained to you, but the story given to you through all the things you find and see is what builds it up. So I'd say support conversations are perfectly valid.
Yeah. And also, Persona 4 Golden is entirely side conversations. Like, you're just building up social links with everybody, and that's the story of the game. I mean, there's also, like, a main, like, overarching story, but that's also superb. Like, the villain is somebody that...
Is villainous.
All right, there's a villain.
I don't wanna
And then
spoil
do you
it.
want to? Yeah. So
Then don't.
stop there. There's
Alright,
a villain.
Yes, there's a villain. Could be either.
But you said first,
Shut up.
and
Also,
then you tried to catch yourself.
actually, you know what? I'm gonna go back on that. Persona 3... Alright, no. Persona 4
Oh
has
my
my
fucking
favorite...
gosh.
Persona 4 has my favorite main story, but Persona 3 has my favorite characters.
Cool.
You...
Yeah, but we're talking about story here. Characters don't give a shit. Fuck your characters. All right.
Hey.
Yeah, pretty much. Fuck, yeah, I'm not even defending on that one. Fuck your characters.
Alright, fine,
Fuck
whatever.
your fucking
Anyway,
characters. We're here for story.
Persona 4,
bitch.
awesome story. Same thing with Persona 3. Persona 4 is a bit better. Persona 3, characters better. Anyway, Xenoblade Chronicles.
It's a thing.
Whoa.
Hey, Nick, how's your playthrough of that going?
Fuck you. I'll also... I lost all my save data, and I was like 60 hours in. So fuck you. 63 and a half, actually. So fuck you.
Don't want to find a save file online of similar progress.
No, I don't, because there is a pretty huge chunk of affinity that I missed with a certain area, and I want to go back and actually get that affinity, because I want to do a 100% run of it, and I know most of the game now. Anyways, Xenoblade Chronicles. Never actually finished because that thing. What?
How can you talk
Hey,
about the
guys.
story if you've never finished the game? Yes?
I mean,
I
you
hate
could
I,
say the story
I
that
hate
he
to be-
learned.
Oh, you know what? It is fucking 1:30 in the morning.
How does
I
he?
hate to be the bearer
Yeah.
of bad news, but because my mother is highly, very, excruciatingly controlling, and because I do not have the money nor the willpower to move out, she is telling me that I have to go to bed now because she wants to sleep.
Alright.
All right.
Sorry for keeping you up so late.
Night,
No,
dude.
no, it's fine. I love doing this. I love being on here. Can I come back next time?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Sure, why not?
Do this
Maybe
like
we can
every
invite
weekend.
someone else to join us too.
This every
I mean,
weekend.
I think
so.
5
Then-
is the limit for a podcast.
We should start wrapping up as well.
I mean, we still got
Yeah.
anime homework and
We'll get through that. Time Lord, you're free to leave now. We can't keep you
Yes.
for that because that'd be
Okay.
way too long.
right.
Best regards.
Good night,
well.
guys.
Night.
Good night. Have a swell Sunday. And have fun with your animes.
We will.
You as
Good
well.
night.
We will. Night.
Alright.
Anyway,
Get through your explanation really quick. Let's get through anime homework,
Okay.
and we will call it a day.
Xenoblade.
Wait,
I have stuff. Fuck you.
Oh yeah, Xenoblade also a story where the side quests and side characters also add to the story, but the base story alone is amazing as well. Like, it's probably the strongest main story of all of them, but of side characters, I would say it's about second compared to Sona.
For side characters. We're here for story.
I know, but side characters add to the story. Like, they add to the
Yeah.
world building
Okay.
aspect of the story.
Yep. I'll defend that one.
Yes. Thank you. And also, there's a wide variety of areas that are also actually connected through the story, and why those areas exist are explained by the story, which is also a very nice touch. And yeah, that's about it. Chris, go ahead.
And you haven't finished the story because you didn't finish the game.
Like there was like in fucking freshman year, I played
Lego Racers.
No, I played Super Robot Wars J, which I never got to finish. However, from what I did play, it was a nice game. The reason I say the reason the story was nice was because, for those of you who don't know what Super Robot Wars is, if you can't already guess it from its fucking title, is
You played that on your phone, right?
Let me
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
It's a chicken fighting ring in Tokyo, and you're an undercover cop. Am I getting close?
all right. So, Super Robot Wars is essentially
Apparently not.
we take a bunch of mecha anime around the time each Super Robot Wars is made, and we take that, and then we take Fire Emblem's combat system, because why not? We'll just rip that, and we'll make a game out of that. And I really liked how they basically tied all of the stories together into an actual something you could actually stand to look at. It wasn't like, oh my god, this story actually sucks. They managed to combine each individual storyline into a comparable thing. Also, I feel like the Telltale games could get an honorable mention here.
Oh yeah.
Those things
I was
are-
gonna also mention Call of Duty 4 for actually being decent.
Those things are pretty good. Telltale
Yeah.
games are pretty great.
Haven't played a Telltale game.
Really?
I've never played them either. I've seen playthroughs of them, and
Same
their
here.
stories are pretty nice. I would like to play
They are
one
fun to
one
play
day.
through. I own The Walking Dead, the original one. I think I own all the fucking episodes too. It's pretty good.
Like, I've watched through Minecraft Story Mode, which
That was
Yes.
one of them.
Minecraft story mode is. I like
Dude,
Minecraft.
spoiler
It's
alert, the pig
surprising-
dies.
Fuck you.
it's surprisingly good. Like, you wouldn't think something based off Minecraft would have a
That's what
good
they said about the
storyline.
pork they ate.
Uh-huh.
And
That was my
then
favorite moment in that whole thing.
They're even continuing it. Like, they're going to be 3 more episodes of this thing.
Episode 5 was
I mean, that's
probably
you
the
know,
best episode
I actually
yet,
commend them for
actually.
doing that. Because the thing I always hate is when the story, it builds up like normal. You got your no heroes. They go off on an adventure and they beat the bad guy, and that's the end. They get their recognition, GG. But expanding upon that is really expanding upon that is cool. Like, I always want to wonder what happens after. And with no clear sequel, just adding a bit extra is pretty good.
That's what you got with 5. Did you watch chapter 5?
Yeah,
No.
I did.
I haven't watched anything past the ending of the thing because I just haven't cared.
Oh,
But,
5 is
you know,
5 is
Five-
good. I just feel it's a
if
bit
Brown
rushed.
Man plays it, maybe.
He did.
Brown Man did play it. I just feel it's
there
a
we
bit.
go.
I feel like it's a bit rushed in terms of story, though. Like,
I mean,
I guess what I'm
they
know what I'm
had
doing
to
tonight.
fit in a lot of stuff. Like, they should have spent more time on this, I think, but
hold on,
Spoilers.
Dominic, you care about spoiling.
Kind of, yeah.
That's
oh,
okay. You could just tune the fuck out then.
I could.
Good.
Weren't we
Base-
gonna finish this up?
I mean,
We're
we're finishing up this current conversation, then we're gonna move on to anime homework, and then fan fiction reading, and then we're done.
alright.
Maybe.
So
I'm
Maybe
kind of
not
sleepy
fan
right
fiction
now.
reading, depends.
Yeah, we gotta
you-
wrap this up. We ended up going a lot longer than I
People
thought.
let Time Lord and leave. It's not like you give any. It's not like you have anything
I mean-
to give for the anime homework. And
He would have said Hitalia, to be totally honest.
True.
Maybe Oran High School host club.
The reason that this is going so long is that we've had a lot of good conversations.
Oddly.
that's-
Which,
Yeah.
once again, I said this last week, how long can that continue?
like,
I don't know.
I feel like they honestly could have split it into 2 episodes, and I would have been fine.
Yeah.
Okay,
Packed it.
so...
They packed it a lot of it in there. Like,
So, Taiwanese cartoon...
how convenient that
homework.
that one thing happened. Okay, yes, homework, anime.
Yeah.
Alright, so,
Asian cartoon homework.
who wants to start?
I'll start because I only watched. the
Okay,
first
so wait,
episode,
Ian.
so-
You didn't even know what the fuck we were watching, right?
What were we watching again?
Tokyo Ravens.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
Yep,
Yep. Thought so.
You know,
I watched
school and all that.
Yeah.
yep.
Try not to.
You get a pass for that, I suppose. You need
Oh.
schooling the most, I suppose, to get through. So,
Yeah.
that's fine.
For those of you who are in the dark,
I just have to
considering-
basically ace my journalism final, and I will be fine.
Yay! I believe in you.
And by
So-
ace, I mean I need to get a 95 on it.
Oh,
For those of you in the dark about Ian's current situation, if he is in danger of not passing high school and having to come.
Shut up.
I
Well-
mean, it's not a bad proposition. Actually,
I mean-
you do. Oh wait,
It's.
I was gonna say, you could. I was gonna say coming back for another year isn't bad because you get more college. But then again, if you don't pass this college class, you don't get more.
well,
college
the thing about
because
that
you
is it'd be
failed.
another 2 semesters. So you fail, you do fine on the first semester, then you get college the second semester.
No, it would be a single semester.
No, you fuck up and they don't give a fuck about you anymore.
Oh,
So
well, I
fuck
don't know.
you.
So, fucking Chris, you
Alright,
watched a singular episode of the Tokyo Ravens.
Tell us what you
Out
thought.
of, what was it, a fucking 23 episode
It was
series?
24.
Ah, damn, it's long.
That's
And
not
R.
long.
Not
It's
really. Compared to.
not
others-
really long. That's like standard. That's
Yeah.
like the.
Like,
I normally only
2
watch like
seasons.
10. I only watch like 10, 13 episode long seasons. So
Those are like the short, sweet animes that get their shit done. That they get their shit done. They're like, congratulations, you're done. You can leave now. But I watched the first episode. It was nice. It was something. It's interesting. Maybe I might watch it in the future. That's all I really have to say.
So I have a more cynical outlook on it. I went in more cynically this time because this is my second time watching it. I did rewatch everything.
I have a more positive outlook, but at the same time, there are a lot of faults.
I think the biggest faults are the first 9 episodes.
Yes, I agree on that.
The first 9 episodes are not great. At all.
So basically what happened in the first 9 episodes is that they thought, okay, here's a checklist. This is everything we need to have in the first 9 episodes. Oh, we didn't give enough detail on that thing? Whatever. It's fine. Like,
essentially, there's a lot of things that are never explained. At this point in my anime watching career, quote unquote, I'm going to say explaining magic is just something I am no longer looking for. Explanations of magic never happen.
It's mainly because once shows get to that point, it's usually kind of shitty, their explanation of it is. Like, in Code Geass, when they try to explain that eye shit, it's like, just stop. We get it, you're trying, but stop.
I never watched Code Geass that much, so I don't give a shit.
I watched Code Geass and its 2nd season. There's also Key to the Exiled, but I never got to that shit.
Like,
I watched it.
Whenever a lot of shows have very bad times trying to explain magic. A lot of shows just like, oh yeah, magic, whatever. It's been here for a while.
Yeah. So, essentially... So yeah, they never explain magic, and they kind of, the first 9 episodes feel really, really rushed. Like they're trying to get through something really fast. And as soon as you hit the 10th episode, it starts to slow down and it becomes a lot more enjoyable. Like, I went into some, like, maybe recommending this was a mistake, and then towards the end of the season, it actually got pretty fucking good.
Yeah, like, once, what's her face, once Rinji joined the school, it was...
Oh, fucking drills.
Yeah, drill hair. It was great because it started to slow down and give more detail to more concepts in the show and basically not be so rushed. Like, one of the big things about one of the characters is like, oh, he's a half-ogre, what? And then once... that fucking reveal scene. He's like, oh yeah, he's a half-ogre. And they're like, what?
That explanation is given in the first 9 episodes, so basically no explanation at all.
Mm-hmm. So he's revealed to be a half-ogre, and they don't go over any of, like, oh, discrimination, blah, blah, blah. They lightly touch on it, like, oh yeah, I'm afraid I'm gonna be discriminated, but everyone's just like, it's fine, don't worry.
Ogres are apparently a thing that they never explain.
Oh yeah, they never do explain that, do they?
They're like, okay, half-ogre. What's a full ogre?
And then there's an ogre eater guy who's just like, I'm an ogre eater guy. Rawr.
What the fuck is an ogre? But that's basically it. They fucking never really touch on the difference between human familiars and spirit familiars.
Yep.
And defense familiars. Basically, it's weird because the fucking... And the spoiler alert for, I guess you don't fucking care.
I mean, it's anime work. Spoilers.
Main character guy becomes the familiar of the chick that he used to be friends with. Harutora becomes a familiar of... Natsume. And then, but later on, he gets a familiar who is not a human. So they never explain that.
Like, how deep does the rabbit hole go? Can familiars of familiars get familiars? By the way, yes, they can.
So, apparently, it's like human familiars and defense familiars. No explanation there.
Like, are there attack familiars? Are there control familiars? Like, go more into that.
Can we have like a chain of familiars? Like one person has a familiar, and then they have a familiar, and then that familiar has a familiar, and then that familiar is the original person.
So biker dude has bird familiar, who has bird familiar, who has bike familiar.
There was there was a bike. The bike was a familiar.
Yeah. Oh, I guess this is where we could talk about the CG. CG's horrendous in the show. Absolutely terrible.
For the first 9 episodes, they really heavily use the CG. They kind of stopped using it after 9 episodes. Like, it's still there in some forms.
There's a very small amount of CG after episode 9, and really the only good use of CG in the show was the guy's bike. That's the only time it actually looked pretty decent. Otherwise, it was just like horrendous. It's an eyesore.
So, one of the very good things about the show happened in this end of episode 2, in which Harutora's childhood friend Hodoko gets fucking sliced through.
And destroyed. Like, completely eviscerated. You don't see... Like, you wouldn't expect, oh, she's a main character, she's not gonna slice. Dead.
Well, she got punctured through the fucking heart, I think, and then it's like, fucking, she dies, and it's like, oh, wait, a talisman came out of her, what the fuck?
Yep.
Lo and behold, she turned out to be a familiar the whole time,
that Natsume controls because she wanted to get close to him and all that.
In a very short-sighted plan, but yes.
And also, they immediately pay that off at the end of episode 3 after Natsume and Harutora are like, oh, hey, let's go to school together.
Except, he's like, okay, he notices the ribbon's like, okay, hey, it's a ribbon. Hey, it's the same one. Hey, I'm going to immediately forget about this until like 15 episodes later.
I mean, their mannerisms aren't too similar, but as Natsume opens up and like, okay, I need to start telling him, he also starts getting it as well. Like, you seem very similar.
Also,
could you?
The other greatest thing about this thing is that Haruto basically likes Hodoko, then she dies. Then he starts liking Natsume, and then she fucking dies.
Yep, and she dies by him. Well, Ravenclaw, but still.
Yep, basically, he killed the person he liked twice. Essentially. It's great. Ravencoat is a thing as well. Like, I've seen a lot of like magical tools and bullshit, but Ravencoat just for some reason stands out as a pretty cool thing. Don't know why.
It's literally a raven that turns into a coat. That's
and
awesome.
then makes you fly and shoot things and kill your best friend.
Shoots out feathers and such. The sound effects in the show are actually really good. Like, on the first episode, one of the characters is eating, like, a popsicle, and he's like, slop, gurp, glop. And
oh, you really like those sound effects, huh?
Yes, I do. And
you
it sounds like he's actually eating a popsicle, which I've never heard before. Like,
let's start mentioning the popsicle sound effects. Why the fuck would anybody need to do popsicles?
It's just notable because they're there.
Like,
why would you do that?
Like, usually it's just like, oh yeah, somebody's talking over it, whatever, you're not gonna hear. But they actually like, no, you're gonna hear them slurp this popsicle. And
we're gonna put in the popsicle sound effect, and you're gonna like it, motherfucker.
Yeah, and I loved it. Like, they had a lot of small attention to details in the show. Like, for instance, on episode 2, where Natsume is talking to Harutora in the cafe before she gets stung by that wasp bee thing, whatever it is.
Wasp bee.
She looks directly at his lips because the previous episode, somebody ended up kissing him against his will, and Hokuto saw that and was like, "What? No!" And then started crying and ran away. And then,
hey, fuck you. All right, before we go any further, I say you guys got till let's aim to end by 2. So I mean 1:55.
Right. I think there was one other thing I wanted to bring up about it.
Can I just really quickly finish the point?
At 1:50 we cut discussion. We're gonna start the choosing, and then 1:55.
Okay, that sounds fair.
All right.
So good. You got 3 minutes. Go.
Okay, so Natsume looks at his lips, and it's a foreshadowing of how Natsume is actually Hokuto, because Hokuto's the only one who actually saw, like, oh, there's the kiss. Whoa, no. And it's really nice foreshadowing. There's a little attention to details in the show that, like...
And then they immediately fucking said, fuck it. And like, okay, that was good foreshadowing. You could keep this going, right? Nope, immediately at the end of the episode, it's like, yeah, no.
Yeah,
or the end of the next episode, I guess.
I feel like they could have waited on the whole, oh yeah, Natsume is actually Hokuto part until, like, they could drop hints, but they couldn't just... They could have just not blatantly said, like, oh yeah, Natsume is Hokuto.
They said it in the end of the 3rd episode, but fucking Toji knew the whole time.
Yeah, because Toji's half over, and he can see... Oh yeah, Spirit Seers. Fuck that.
Yeah. So, what did the fucking... There was one more thing. Okay, you watched the first episode. Did you watch it dub or subbed?
I want to talk about this.
Don't or do?
I do.
Did you hear it in Ching Chong or in American?
I watched that shit, like, last Sunday really quickly in between working on shit, so I don't fucking remember.
Alright, well, either way, it's odd because, like, the dub I wasn't really into at the beginning, but it actually got good. Which is unnatural.
When the first 9 episodes are kind of bad, but after that it gets great. And also, something I was really impressed with the dub is that when the characters scream, they actually sound like they're screaming their heads off. Like, in both scenes where, like, Haruto's best person dies, he's just like, no!
Oh, one last thing very fucking quickly. So, in the fucking... What?
So, in your opinion, would it be better to skip the first 9 episodes and like maybe
No,
rediscover what happened?
too much information you would need through the first 9 episodes. It's just that you have to bear through them. They're not the worst things, but they're not great. The one other thing I want to mention is the die fucking whatever ritual that basically brings back the fucking dead. Remember in the second episode where they're avidly fucking fighting against it, and then there's like this whole thing like you really shouldn't fucking mess with dead shit? I like how that immediately becomes fucking null and void as soon as it's his fucking problem.
I know,
like as soon as Natsume dies, like everyone's fucking on board. Like originally, like yeah, don't do that, but they should have really been avidly against it. The fact that they so quickly became okay with the idea was really weird.
It's so hypocritical. I love it. He's a hypocrite. It's awesome.
It was cool in the moment. Like if they had kept that where he's kind of like going crazy, it would have been cooler. But the fact that everyone kind of joined once, I was kind of eh. Also, ending's not explained for shit. So
not at all. Like
I mean, it's hard to explain the end.
Here's the ending of the show. All right. So Natsume gets brought back to life. They don't explain.
Kind of. And their actual words, kind of.
Oh,
it's 1:50. 1 minute more. We're cutting this shit. So hurry up.
Yeah.
So
this is the last thing I wanted to bring up.
They say she kinda got back to life. That's so ambiguous. Fuck you. And right when the show actually will get interesting, which it was interesting up to this point, but when it will get really interesting is seeing like what exactly a revived Yato actually does. Because up to that point, they never explained like what is Yato going to do when he's revived.
Then I forgot that Haruto is Yato, so fucking there's the last spoiler. Okay, we're done.
All right, 151. Final score. What did you, Nick? Go. Final score.
7 out of 10. If the beginning part was better, I would bump it up to an 8. Otherwise, solid 7.
I was going through the second time. Fucking Ian, what do you give it?
I didn't watch it. Remember?
Give it a rating though.
Questionable.
Questionable. Good.
All right.
Chris, your rating.
5 out of 10. I didn't watch all. I only watched the first episode.
Okay, good. I give it a 7.5 out of 10. Second time through, I caught a lot more and got more appreciation of it. Realized what was bad, what wasn't. There you go.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, now that we're done with that, let's move on to actually suggesting the next one. Ian, what's your suggestion? Card Fight Vanguard. All right.
All right.
Good input, Ian. Nick, what's your suggestion?
The World God Only Knows.
All right.
I'm fine with that.
Dominic, what's your suggestion?
Gosh, fuck, I have 2. Dicks.
I don't care.
Roll a die.
Because I watched an anime, and I'm gonna pick fucking... Okay, I'm gonna say Overlord, which is an anime about... It's basically an MMO where the fucking... Should I give the explanation of this?
Are they stuck in the game?
He becomes stuck in the game, and he becomes this...
Here's the thing, though. It's basically like... It's a fucking... He's a leader of a guild who was very successful in this very long-running game, but the game is ending, and the servers are shutting down. And he's like, I'm gonna stay in the game until the servers shut down. Servers shut down, and he's the only one left there, and it's like, wait, why am I still here? Wait, the NPCs are starting to move and talk. What's going the fuck on? And it actually becomes very good. He was Skeletor originally. Like, the fucking guild fucking theme was like, everyone's an undead.
He becomes Skeletor.
He was Skeletor. Yeah, it's very interesting, though.
Skeletor.
So, yeah, Overlord.
Yeah, so, alright. So everyone's gonna type their shit in to chat on who you vote for.
Chris, what is yours?
Chris, what is yours?
What's your
Oh,
suggestion?
shit. Oh, my suggestion? I'm gonna go fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. Because I'm fucking lazy. I'm lazy this week, alright? So Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. Friggin', we already all know.
Oh, wait. This is important. Do we fucking do the name of the person or the name of the show?
Person, because some shows are long. Some shows' names are really long.
Ian, is your actual suggestion Card Fight?
Sure, why not?
All right.
Okay.
So Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. Dude, so we have our fucking protagonist. He wants to be a performer, and then he gets dragged into an interdimensional struggle full of races.
Is this the really annoying one?
Yep.
I'm not sure. I'm not actually fucking sure, but he gets pulled into an interdimensional struggle full of actual, just pretty pure hate. Like, just the ex-wife.
We talked about this on the first podcast. I remember now.
Yeah, we did.
Alright, everybody.
You
Get
were
your
there.
suggestions ready. Got your votes
Alright.
ready.
Yeah, ready.
2, 1, go!
Great, 2 people win. Good job.
I haven't typed mine
Did it
yet.
super
Fuck you.
fast.
I haven't typed mine yet.
I asked if
jeez.
everyone had their votes ready, and you were just like, yeah, we're ready.
Dominic and friggin'. Oh, guess what? Whoop. Hey, Dominic wins.
Hey, we're gonna watch Overlord.
Alright,
Wait.
cool.
Is that right? Yeah. Okay, sure.
Yeah, you got...
You got 3.
Okay,
everyone
so
else got-
I want to just mention this. The other one, since we have 5 minutes left, anyway, if we're gonna stick to 2 o'clock, the other anime I watched, which I watched all of yesterday, from like 4 o'clock in the morning to like whenever I fell asleep, was called Gakko Gurashi, which is weird. It's a fucking basically, you know, like there's all those fucking slice of life animes where like, you know, there's some girls and they're in the club and all that bullshit.
We're gonna do a reading.
Yeah, but the fucking thing about this one was, it's like, okay, it's that, but it's in an apocalypse.
Excuse me?
It's basically like this club kind of came together in an apocalypse, and they're trying to survive. And the main thing about it is one girl is actually fucking insane. Like, by the definition, she has actually lost her mind, and she perceives school as still going on and as there's no zombies or anything. It's fucking weird.
That
So it's them
awesome.
trying to survive with this girl actually being insane and all the fucking people they get. Oh gosh, I don't want to give spoilers to it, but it's did a huge...
Why didn't
did a
you
huge
suggest
number.
that?
Don't spoiler.
See,
I don't
you're-
want to... But I'm just
See-
giving this as another thing to, like, if you want to watch this, watch it. I'm probably going to suggest it next week if no one watches it, because it was pretty good. Oh, and the
Alright.
fucking... What I really liked is that the fucking beginning and ending got more fucked up as time went on.
Alright,
the open-
Alright, now we're gonna fuck. What are we reading this week?
Oh, we're doing that still? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought we decided not to do it.
No, we can still do it. It's fine.
Like, okay, sure.
Well, I'm gonna leave now because I'm tired.
Yeah,
Because
well,
testing-
whatever.
Testing was
But
not
the
fun.
engaging story of Team Rhinoceros. Or,
Yeah, I don't
Or
care.
should
I
we
don't-
read the Donald
I don't
Trump
care.
sex fanfiction?
That's
Ian
way
will
too long.
definitely want to stay for that.
Yeah, I'm
That's way
leaving
too long.
later, guys. Good night.
You don't want to see Donald Trump kiss people.
I
No,
mean, he
good
gets
night.
very intimate with the bellhop, if you know what I mean.
I'm afraid not.
What do you mean? Kunai with chain.
God damn, what the fuck was that?
I guess I know what I'm cutting from this podcast.
That was my
Yeah,
deep-
okay, there's
was
something
my-
you actually
I mean-
fucking cut.
You could
That
pretty
was
much
my-
cut all of
that was-
Ian's, and you're gonna end up. You're gonna cut
that
out
was my
basically a
25.
minute. You're
That
gonna
was
cut
my
out.
deep
You're gonna
demon
cut out a
voice.
minute of friggin'
At
this
most,
podcast.
probably was.
Alright. I actually don't know if we should do a reading tonight. We actually spent so long on the actual podcast bit.
Nah, it's fine. You know, we haven't hit 3 hours
Alright.
yet.
We haven't
Alright.
hit 3 hours, and since Ian's gone,
Night, Ian.
there's no point in rushing to 2 anymore.
Good
No
night.
point of rushing to 2 was so we could end early, so Ian could fuck off. But he's already fucking off.
Get
Night,
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Ian.
Pro, motherfucker.
Alright, so Chris, send me the fanfiction.
Why did you not bookmark this at this point?
I don't know. I really should.
Do you use Chrome, right?
Yes.
And alright, go into your history. There's
Do
a
you-
search option of your history.
I actually just put it in the chat and the chapter we're on, so...
Oh,
alright.
that also helps.
Oh yeah, also don't tell me to do bookmarks, because I could go on a whole rant on how many
Yeah,
bookmarks
no,
I have.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
That's
I already
what I
fucking...
thought. That's what I thought.
Get the fuck out.
I have too many bookmarks as well. It's not even funny. It's like, why? When you do this to yourself. Holy
Well,
shit.
like, do you use the bookmark, like the bookmark bar or the bookmark other? Because those are entirely different.
The
The
bar.
bookmark bar. It's really bad.
Do you only use the bar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a
Alright, so
fucking
who
asshole.
wants to fucking read this?
I'll read
I don't
it.
know.
Why not? Since
Didn't-
you two don't really want to, I guess.
I never said that, but sure.
I mean, you
I
said
could.
you don't want to read. I'll
I could.
you know what?
You know,
you do it.
I'm a railroad
You do
this. You know, get this stuff on track.
Oh, railroad, is that a fucking reference to the D&D Railed?
It
Jeez.
wasn't until now.
Hey!
Good
Which
job.
the first episode's now up.
We are in chapter 4, right?
Yeah, I mean, last time we had the weird interaction with Reiner and how he's like bipolar as fuck.
Oh, right.
That
And the dead parents.
the immediate discussion in the dead parents. Oh, I miss them every day. Oh, are they? Oh, they're dead. Wait, what?
I mean, of course, that's the logical conclusion to that.
Oh no, it's not
question.
because we're at a boarding school that's probably far away.
No,
Like,
no, they're dead.
I would understand it if I would understand it if the characters were like a lot older. Like, these characters are high school age,
Or-
so there's not the chances of their parents being dead aren't high.
Or if any previous discussion that may have been, you know, fucking hinted at them being possibly dead came up at all. But
Yeah.
no,
All right,
first
so
ever
fine,
time.
Alright, anyway.
to criticize.
Brydile, we fucking come back to your fanfiction the 4th time, so here we fucking
Ruby
go.
Team Rhinoceros by Rydile 009. Chapter 4, Sweat and Blood.
Dun dun dun. As always, we'll be on the fucking hunt for punctuation.
We were watching 2 of the students fight each other. John Ark and Carden Winchester were fighting. Well, Carden was beating up John. I can't quite grasp my mind on how John made it to Beacon, Reiner said as he
Alright,
some...
so I'd like to point this out already. So John is so bad, even a fanfiction that didn't even have it is already noticing that he's shit.
Reiner said as
Hold
he
on,
did some...
Hold on, stop. John is really bad. He sucks.
Yeah.
He is a dude trying to get by with a shield and a sword. Like,
I mean, he got his fucking...
Yeah,
Fuck
like, I
you.
guess spoilers. Shut up.
Oh, right. But,
that's
you
not
know, whatever.
spoilers. You look at a picture of John and you know he has a shield and sword.
No, not-
No, what I said.
He was
What I
he was
said.
about to mention a spoiler. Anyway, Reiner said as he did some analysis with his computer, he had made into where there is AI and named it Sally.
What?
He had made into where there to almost sound like her. Wait, no, what? He
What?
made
So
into where there is AI. and
I'm gonna
named it
decode
Sally.
this for you. He made an AI for his computer and named it Sally, alright?
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
That's what I got from it.
Star joked, but I was sure she was serious. That there was a lady he loved and dedicated it to her.
Wait, what the fuck?
Oh, okay. So, which I guess Star was saying that he made an AI and called it Sally?
And even the voice was made to almost sound like her, so it was apparently made
how'd you
after a
know
person. I don't know. Voice
How
synthesis, why not?
would Ryan know that, though?
Who knows? After
Sure,
we left from watching the mock fight for the combat tournament, Harwin spoke up saying, I don't think he's meant to fight. I got the same feeling. Maybe Reiner can ask Sally about Jean. I said. She stops Reiner. That won't be necessary. I'm sure he's got this way through. He didn't do it like we did. I could do search in the transcripts he used. It'll take a few hours probably working out some things right now with the heavy arms. I'm sure he would have his reasons for doing it. So if he faked his way in, I told them. I got an unusual look from them all, but we went to our dormitory. I got an interesting bit of information from my intel I got here. Star spoke up. I bet I knew what it is if I told you myself,
Good
said
gosh.
Reiner. God damn it.
What the fuck
He
is
does
happening?
not telegraph who's talking at all.
I don't know what's going on.
Alright, so, from what I've managed to dissect,
I'm
I-
trying to read along, but fucking, like, I don't know who the fuck is talking. half the
so
time.
I got an interesting bit of information came from Reiner.
No,
And
that
then
came
I
from
bet I-
Star.
No,
I thought that was from Stark.
I'm not even sure anymore.
I bet I knew what it is if I told you myself, said Reiner. So That part's Reiner. The previous sentence is Star.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You know something I don't know, and I know something you don't know either, Star said. Well, let's get this settled then. Let's settle this then. Then saying to Reiner.
What?
Oh,
Then speaking up.
You just went straight down. What the fuck is with you?
I don't know. I'm gonna follow
Where's
along
my-
now
where's-
with like my mouse
Where did you
pointer.
even bring that up from? Where'd you even bring that up from?
You went straight down to the next line.
Maybe he's not the only fucking... Maybe this writing is not the only fucking problem, but rather the people who are reading it. Wow.
He could add on
Are
to
you
it.
okay? Are you okay to continue?
I can do it. I can do it.
Do you need glasses or water?
I have glasses here. I don't wear
And
them
I'm
when
fairly
I'm at
sure
home.
he has water. Alright, move on then.
Alright. You know something I don't know, and I know something that you don't know either, Star said. Well, let's go settle this then. Saying to Reiner.
Speaking of...
Alright, speaking up. What said the
Speaking
two
of what?
simultaneously?
Simultaneously.
Oh my
Fuck
gosh,
you!
no, stop. Jesus Christ, please
I
don't.
can do it. I can do it. That surely
Okay.
got your attention now.
You
Star
failed the
spoke,
same thing twice!
Star
you
spoke
did.
up first, and as the saying goes, ladies first. Saying to Reiner,
My
thank
fucking
you,
God.
Rai.
Next dramatic pause.
Spoken like a true gentleman. I find out we'll be having a field trip to the forest of Forever Falls, she tells us. How did you find that out? Reiner's surprised.
Nice Reiner voice.
Star winked and waved her finger no to not reveal her intel, so she quickly got a recently. Well, mine
Nice.
is more important. False transcripts from John Ark, might as well report him, he said rather formal. Come on!
Gosh, damn you suck at this.
Fucking
Not
wreck.
necessary, he's here and that's it. I told Reiner, God damn it. You're going to let a poser continue attending Beacon? He could die or something. Reiner spoke!
Correct. Get your shit kicked in. Get your fucking shit kicked in.
Might as well let him set out for what he's accomplished. It's not our concern anyways. Let Beacon deal with it. I said fine. God damn it. He might do well with all the training he'll put up. Maybe if he gets it. Harmon said.
You need to stop. You need to stop freaking using the voice thing. Because every time you use the voice, you do it wrong. The wrong person.
Are you saying you'd be one of us, Harwin? Christian Reiner! Why? Is it so ambiguous? Who's going to talk next?
Oh,
Go
tell
ahead,
guys poorly.
Go ahead and guess.
Where the fuck are we?
Well, he could
Alright.
turn out. Well, he could turn out to be one of us, or even better than you, maybe. She joked at Ryder!
He's
But he got angry quickly.
You
know
have a
what, Miss
50%
Alheim,
chance to get the right
I'm pretty
voice.
sure I can
You
beat
have a
you.
50% chance to get the right voice.
Don't
Alright.
think you've got anything with mentioning on your school database profile. Reiner smugged
No,
about it.
go ahead and read that. Go ahead and read that again, because we were. All right.
Okay. You know what, Miss
From
Alheim?
where?
I am pretty sure I can beat you easily. Don't think you've got anything with mentioning on your school database profile. Reiner smugged about. You know nothing, little boy, and you lose because of your naive demeanor. Harwin's cook. I don't even remember who Harwin is. I'm pretty sure Harwin's a girl.
Harwin is
Yeah.
wrong.
Yep.
Yep.
Correct.
Dude, can you stop? Like, seriously.
Harwin spoke up and gave him a glare. Let's settle this then, I said again, finally. Star looked over and told me, that wouldn't work again. I'm serious on a trip to the forest of Forever Falls. We'll have a sparring match. First one to run into the red on their aura is their loser. Harwin smiled and closed her eyes.
Stop.
And
Just
he
stop.
put him in his place. Your arrows aren't faster than my bullets. looking towards me like I just gave him food for
the fucking
sure.
voices are warping at this point. Come on.
We all were
Alright.
excited about the combat tournament and did our separate training at hand. It was another school day when we were at lunch. For some strange reason, John was hanging out around Cardin. Usually he's with the team and Team Ruby at lunchtime.
Wait. Usually he's with his team and Team Ruby and lunchtime. And lunchtime.
I have lunchtime.
I mean, I love hanging out with Lunchtime. He's such a good guy.
Lunchtime is a true bro. Alright, moving on.
I don't believe it's of his own volition that he is, I whispered to the others.
What the fuck are we...
Did you tell
We never
someone, Reiner? Star asked as she whispered. No, but I'm betting Cardin.
That's a dude, come on! You can tell that's a dude from the fucking cues!
What, Star?
No, Star asked and whispered, and immediately after that you can tell she's fucking talking to someone. He's like, no, it's a dude!
I thought she was talking back to...
Alright, so fucking Nick
Okay, so you're flat out missing the cues.
Nick can't cue right, and...
I mean, albeit the cues are vague, but they're there.
No,
Alright.
but I'm betting Cardin found out for sure.
There you go.
He's taking advantage of the weakling. Reiner rather pleased. There's no strong or weak when it comes to being a hunter or huntress. Only the heart of a warrior to fight monsters of grim. Harwin said and took a spoonful of some soup she was eating.
Alright, spoiler alert here. Not even a fucking spoiler, but you don't. The heart of a warrior isn't gonna get you very far against the giant dragon. All right. Being real here. That wasn't the heart of a warrior. That was the sadness of you losing a friend. So fuck you.
Well, I mean, like, it also kind of helps because the Grim are kind of attracted to certain things, like fear, so, heart of warrior kind of...
Not the thing.
That's not fucking a spoiler!
I mean, kind of.
It's
No!
not a spoiler. It's not a spoiler because they do release the whole.
That doesn't matter to anything. That information doesn't matter to
It's
anything.
not a spoiler unless you name drop,
It's-
those
Oh,
characters.
you
What
name
the fuck
drop.
are you talking about?
Spoiler alert here. There's the character at the end of the Does she appear at the end of the credits or before the credits?
What does that matter?
No, but the character that was at the end of the season
I know.
finale, that was like all about, hey, the world's getting fucked. So
Yeah.
And that was at the end of the credits.
What does that have to do with Grim and fucking their fucking attraction to fear?
Well,
happening either.
whatever. Doesn't matter. Never thought you were so philosophical, Harwin, in awe of what she said. Then I looked to see Yang looking my way. I smiled,
Shit.
and she smiled back. It was rudely interrupted by Reiner making kissing noises. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Oh man.
Okay.
Yang. Oh,
Poor Rai probably was so disappointed when
Kunai with chain.
Oh, there's a spoiler.
Okay, nice
Oh,
one.
shit.
You ding
There's a
dong.
kunai with chains.
her by the way, her
Kunai with
There's another one. That's kunai with chains number
Wait,
2.
wait, wait. It's her.
Kunai.
So that's technically... No, that still counts. Shit.
she
What the
should
fuck are
have
you
died.
talking about?
She should
Now
have died.
there's 3 kunais with chains.
But what about...
Kunai.
Oh, I like doing this. So,
Kunai with chain.
there's another one.
Ruby,
Kunai with chain.
friggin'
Dumbledore
Peter
dies.
Kunai.
Guys, yep.
Dies. So does fucking Combat Ready. I forget her name.
Kunai with
Guys, how many kunais with chains was that?
I think that's 8 now. If you
Cool.
would be saying his name earlier, that's 9. Wait, no, 10.
Oh, there's another one!
Motherfucker!
Dumbledore dies.
That doesn't count.
I'm pretty sure that counts. Snape was a good guy.
Who?
Snape was a good guy.
Who?
Alright, moving along.
Oh, right. He tried,
do you know
he tried to sounding romantically inclined. I threw my cupcake and it got him in the mouth.
That's what I do on Friday nights.
Okay.
The fuck are you doing?
Nick is dying.
I have to sneeze, and it's not sneezing.
Death by cupcake. Star shouted in humor.
Thank you. Oh.
When I looked back at Yang, she was laughing with her back turned. Dominic, go. We're gonna switch sentences every time until Nick's done. Go.
It's gonna be really weird. It looked like things were looking up for Yang and I.
We soon had our trip to Forever Falls, and we're left to collect the tree sap from the trees.
What? And I just fucking... I lost my place. Left to
Okay.
We were ordered by Glenda Goodwitch to stay nearby with our teams.
Okay, I'm good.
Alright. Do you know where we're at? Or do you want me to read so
yeah.
you could find out?
I got it. Lucky that she can't watch all of us, and we all went a little deeper in the forest. I've been looking forward to this.
The change. Just read a little ahead.
All wrong, Ryder. You should be very afraid right now, Harwin said, and had her bow and arrows at the ready. Reiner scoffed as he got heavy arms at the ready, giving my signal by waving my arm down to fight. Calculate, Sally, Reiner spoke, and it responded, calculating probabilities.
Hey, remember I said it fucking copied the voice as well, so...
Harwin shot some arrows at him to gauge...
Reiner's your girlfriend, Wolf.
As he encountered by using his gauntlets to knock them aside. Heavy arms shows me the rate of how many arrows you can shoot at me. Not impressed at all. Clarity will show you that machines are just like people too, Harwin said and poised at the ready. Reiner got his guns ready and began to shoot out. She made a run and started to shoot arrows at him. It looked like they were defeating each other's attacks. Reiner was ready to reload, and Harwin came close with her blade to blade Reiner. He blocked it.
Let me just get this straight here. They're out getting tree sap, and now they're fighting.
And with the other worrying to shoot, suddenly she disappeared for a moment. What the? Reiner started, but felt Harwin right behind him. Did you see that, sir? Saying in amazement. I didn't catch anything. It was like teleportation or something, Star spoke up. It could be her semblance or something, I told Star. Reiner was surprised, but he laughed. You have to be kidding to think your semblance could throw me off. Suddenly, electricity shot up from Reiner and slightly paralyzed Harwin.
It only slightly paralyzed her from the waist down. She's no longer able to move, only slightly.
He took advantage and hit her into a tree. I got careless, but I won't let that happen again, she said, still slightly paralyzed and getting up slowly. You're the only one bar the red, which means I win if I land a good hit, Reiner said. You're the same, Reiner. You got careless yourself. Being observant of the aura data pad, suddenly we heard a huge roar! And all of us headed to that way. John was fighting an Ursa Major. He didn't actually put an N on the N. It's just an A. A Ursa Major, like we fought in the Emerald Forest. He's in the red. He's going to die, Reiner saying as he
He's an example of a modern Major Ursa.
His shield moved at the right angle to throw off the Ursa, decapitating it like it was nothing. What the fuck? Why is John good now? What?
It happened in the show.
Was good. So. He was good that one episode.
It's best we return to the group before things get suspicious. Suspicious?
Suspicious? What the fuck is suspicious?
We all headed off to be continued in Chapter 5. Wow,
damn,
that was horrible. That was horribly.
Albeit the cues are vague, but they are there.
Also, the reason why
50% chance to get the right voice.
So when I need to sneeze and then I don't sneeze, my nose feels very painful.
So sneeze!
I try to, but then it's like, nope, it's not sneezing. Shit. And that's basically my reaction to it.
Alright.
That was the podcast.
Yep.
We're gonna end it on that fucking note. You know what?
We're not gonna we could
I always dread. Ever since I initiated the fucking fanfic reading, I always dread reading them. This is fucking great.
It's great when someone else reads them.
And fails horribly.
Anyway,
it's great.
If you wanna see the channels of anyone who's in the podcast, then point in time.
Oh wait. So hold on a second. So are we gonna like put a a compilation of all the fucking fanfic ratings into a singular video as soon as we finish this?
Yes.
We should do that.
I can do that. I just need to make sure I have like which episodes each one was in.
It's fairly consistent.
I mean,
It's fairly consistent
we didn't
except
have
for
one
the
with-
one.
You just look at the end of the
Only
fucking
guest.
podcast. Like anyone that basically doesn't have a
I mean,
fucking guest.
there was one where we did it in the middle. Anyway, actually, it won't. No, it'll still be. Actually, wait. I can just look in the description. What am I talking about?
Oh yeah.
You can look in the description, and you just basically need to not worry about the ones with guests, except for, of course, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which seems to be a regular guest now. That's not bad.
Yeah.
We did it.
Why not?
We got someone successful to be in this
Hey,
consistently.
I don't think having more than 5 people will go over well because it'll be
Not
just...
unless we're in a different format. Like if it was
Yeah.
an actual fucking like, hey, we have stand-up mics and we're in a room type format.
It would be too many conflicting like voices.
Oh,
That
and
and-
the fact that fucking like your stupidity causes us to yell at you like every other second. So yeah.
Hey, I know I'm
Yeah.
stupid. At least I admit it.
And Chris, you yell really loud.
Oh yeah, and you're
Yup.
also a prick.
Hey, no.
And I like to
Yes.
interject a lot. So
Yes, you
there's
do.
that problem.
Man, we got a lot of problems.
Hey, keep watching. Maybe we'll get better. Maybe we'll stay exactly the same. Only way to know is to keep watching.
No, we're gonna stay exactly the same.
Maybe
Yeah,
maybe
probably.
It's funnier
Maybe
that way.
one day we'll actually go beyond this and play
Like,
a game
you
together.
ex-
where-
You expect
Well,
character
it's
development,
amazing.
and then we deny it from you. That's great.
We're the worst anime.
Well, the thing is, I mean, we're real people. Anime is like over the anime in terms of the timeline is over. Is use of a couple like months and shit. We're not seeing every fucking day unless it's like slice of life or some shit.
Ugh. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if we were in the anime? How fucking bad would we be?
I think we would be the background characters.
We'd either be the background characters or we'd
To
have
who?
some. I don't know. Either that,
Someone.
or we'd actually have Either that, or we'd actually have superpowers, which would be fucking great.
Nah, I'd go with like it's a
Oh.
fucking weird ass slice of life. It's being made by some sadistic motherfucker because it's just really bad. He just wants his characters to
man.
suffer. It's like your
Oh, man.
existence is fucking boring as hell.
Can you imagine the fucking just like one day at school they just fucking like this like they do like the Simpsons did. They just put a fucking gigantic glass dome and it's like you guys are now in an anime. You live here. Fucking live at this school. And you
Oh,
are
gosh.
now you are now a real in real life anime. It is slice of life.
It's this fucking living school club from whatever that anime is I just named.
Anything you need, you have to anything you like truly need, like food and shit, you have to request, but we will watch everything.
All of it. Eat your damn noodles. Anyway,
On that note,
thank
it's the end of the
you.
anime. It's the end of the anime. It's the end of the podcast.
I mean, this is the end of the 9th episode? Is this the 9th podcast?
Let's check that out really quick.
Um,
Well, I wouldn't know because you don't upload them consistently.
no. There's only one that I haven't uploaded besides this one.
Oh yeah.
This is actually the 10th episode of the podcast.
Yeah, hey, by the way, next time before you upload it, give it to me, like, make it private, give it to me, so I can
I
fucking
can do that.
proofread this shit.
Yeah.
Because you fucking miss shit.
I only missed one.
Don't
Which is enough! That's enough!
just send him the file and let him
No, just upload it, and then put it in private, and just have it so only I can see it.
problem with
There
uploading it is he has to wait for it to get on there.
I mean, he edited it after he fucking uploaded it, he just did YouTube
Yeah.
editing.
YouTube video editor. Whoa.
It worked
Actually,
out fine, he just cut out like 2 seconds where fucking
Yeah.
Ian just name drops it. Which he doesn't want, so.
Yeah, where Ian name dropped.
Kunai with
That's another kunai.
And there's a kunai.
Bada bing.
I name dropped a
Kunai with chain.
And now you have to do it that one, because, you know,
Yeah, that counts as like 3.
that one's probably just getting cut. That's a cut.
Actually, just like 3 kunais. Who knows?
So, yeah, this will be... Actually, this is episode 10.
3 kunais chained together.
My gosh. And then you do that one fucking, what's that thing called? It's a Vanity's End, where it's like, hey, if it's like the fifth, no, end. Like if this is the fifth card in a chain, it does something.
Good.
How many times have you gotten to a 5 chain in Yu-Gi-Oh?
I've never had. That's why I never use it.
There's an entire deck based on chains though. It's called like Chain Beat. It's an entire Yu-Gi-Oh deck based on the idea of super chains.
I guess.
I will set an entire field and then I will super chain everything to one.
Oh no, it's Vanity's Call. Activate if only in a link of 4 or higher. Pay half your life points, negate the activation and effects of all other cards in the same chain and destroy them. AKA, this card is really bad. Holy shit.
It is really bad.
I mean,
It's like, hey, if your enemy is basically chaining a fuck ton of shit, and you're like, yeah, no. Yeah, no. But then your fucking enemy just fucking chains Dark Bribe, and you're sad.
well, no, you wouldn't be able to because the max chain is 4, right?
No, there's no max chain. It's just
Why would there be a max chain?
there can only
Interestingly,
be so many cards on the field, though. Like I imagine the max chain would probably be upwards of like
I mean, monster.
Upwards
I
of,
mean,
like,
what happens if you
also
keep? What happens if there's a way to draw a lot of cards that activate from the hand, and that's in chains,
I mean, monster effects would also have to be taken into account.
and effects
I
that
imagine
happen in
the
the
max-
hand.
I imagine the max amount is somewhere. It's like I know I can pop 3 effects off the summon of 1 monster. So
There's an archetype of fairies called counter fairies. What the fuck?
no, that's not an actual archetype. They just support counter trap cards. There's an actual deck.
What the hell what are counter trap cards? I don't think I've ever seen these.
You have Dark Bribe.
Oh, I just never seen the symbol. What the hell?
Yeah,
What
it's
is
a
it?
little symbol. So like a turnaround symbol. But there's an entire archetype of they're not an archetype, they're just connected by the fact they support counter traps.
Anyway, this podcast has been going on for 3 hours and 11 minutes, and I have to edit 3 hours this. Yay!
Fucking
I mean, it's gonna
edit.
come like with all the editing, it'll come up to like 3 hours and 10 minutes or something.
No, it'll be 3 hours. Because really, I'm not cutting anything out. I'm just adding.
Well,
in
you should.
kunais.
There's like at least one instance where you should cut, like the last thing Chris said.
I mean, I can just
Hey.
kunai throughout all of that. It's not that big a deal. Anyway,
I guess.
before Chris
Just-
says anything else that could make me do more kunais, which he's probably going to do now. Thank you all for watching. I'm still really bad.
Kunai with chain.
Thank you all for watching. I'm still really bad.
Guys,
Thank you all for watching. And
guys.
You know, you should just mute him. That'd be really easy.
Thank you all for watching, and I'm still really
You probably
bad.
did.
Mute button.
Thank you all for watching, and I'm still really.
Died, maybe.
We don't know that. We don't know that.
Don't know what.
That's why I said the maybe. That's why I said
we
the
don't
maybe.
know.
Well, I mean, we know Crow has his cane, but the character Salem. Oh, I remember her name. Salem at the end talks about.
Kunai.
So you know.
Wait, what do we
Now
know?
there's more kunais. There's more kunais.
No, I mean.
Or kunais.
Oh,
Fuck
we don't.
you.
Fucking. What was it?
Kunai with
Oh, well, there's a kunai. Thank you all.
If he's
They
dead in
just mentioned
Salem.
the name.
I mean. Thank you all for watching. I'm still
Fuck you.
really bad at outro.